All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? It is hour one of Jon and Jim. Now, this is going to be an abbreviated show. We're going to have to fit it all in 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is going to lead to a ton of change because there's just so much to get to and there's so little time. So we have to squeeze it in between now and 5:15. I think Jim just misspoke when he said first place in the NFC West was on the line. First place in the NFC is on the line tonight.
Well, that too. I didn't misspeak. I mean,
No,
I'm right.
Misspoke.
I'm right. I'm technically right. First place in the NFC West is on the line. But yes, you're also right too. First place in the NFC is also on the line. Winner of this game has a leg up, that's for sure.
Yes, Rams Seahawks tonight at 5:15. You can hear it right here on San Diego Sports 760. Chris Hodge will join us at 4:30 as he typically does. He'll have free picks for us. We'll have Thursday night football thoughts. We'll have NFL thoughts and college football playoff thoughts. That'll get underway this weekend as well. We have Padres news that we will share coming up here throughout the course of this 3 hour and 15-minute show. Before we do that, we have an announcement about an announcement, right?
An announcement about an announcement.
Correct. So what can you tell our listeners about the announcement about the announcement?
Well, this happens all the time, John. People have to announce an announcement so people tune in. The last thing you want to do is like soft launch or catch people off guard and everyone's like, wait, what's going on?
All right. So what are we announcing?
Well, tomorrow at 2 p.m., there will be a major show announcement.
Whoa, don't scare me like that. Don't drive people off the road.
So off the top here, I'm sure people, don't tune in right at 2 p.m., but you go back and listen to the podcast or you go, watch us on YouTube and whatnot. Join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Major show announcement.
Wait, people don't join us off the top of the show. They better tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to be here at 2 p.m. on the nose, and we'll let you know a little bit throughout the course of the show as well. We'll remind you to tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. Again, I hope everyone is seated or safely driving. It is a gorgeous day out there in San Diego, but we have an announcement. A major show announcement. Can this show get longer? Can we go from daily to every day? From weekdays to daily?
Sir Will 619 in the YouTube chat says, are you guys going to be extending to 5 hours? Bro.
How'd you know? Right, exactly.
We're actually going 6 hours, commercial free.
Okay, so an announcement today. The announcement about the announcement was just made that we have an announcement tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Right. So we're giving you an announcement about an announcement.
What do you think the announcement is? Put it in the chat or text us 70470.
Yeah.
Start it with the word team.
Yeah, I want to know what you guys think this announcement is.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
70470. Start it with team. An announcement coming tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll continue to remind you over the course of the next 3 hours. Did you see what Jeff Passan wrote today?
Oh, did I see it?
So Jeff Passan with this bombshell report. There's one sentence on the Padres. This was the sentence about the starting pitching market and about bats and position players. The one sentence that raised our eyebrows was this: the San Diego Padres are, quote unquote, involved as ever in the top tier pitching market. Now, what's interesting about that is that Ken Rosenthal maybe doubled down when he said the Padres remain in on Michael King, or at least in the mix on Michael King. I would say King is top tier pitching market. He's not going to get the most money this offseason, but I would still put him in the top tier of the pitching market. Do you think they're related? What Jeff Passan says and what Ken Rosenthal said today on Foul Territory, that the Padres remain at least in the mix for Michael King. Do you think those two things are related?
I do. We know that, like, when AJ's desperate for something, he, goes to the nth degree to get what he wants. Now, does he always get what he wants? No, but he won't sleep until he fixes, or at least does everything he possibly can to try to fix a issue. And we know that the starting rotation is not just an issue. It's the issue. It's a massive issue. Yes, it hasn't been the reason why this team has fizzled out in the postseason the last 2 years. That's been the offense's problem. But they're not going into next year without a third baseman, a right fielder, and a center fielder. Mm-hmm. They're going into next year without, 3 spots in your rotation that are going to be obviously very important for you because you need to have a rotation. You just do. And we don't know the really what Joe's going to look like. We don't know how Randy Vasquez is going to perform next year. We don't know about, if Nick Pavetta's going to even be here, right? He's got 1 year left on his deal. So, this is the priority this offseason. And I 100% buy that they're in on every top pitcher possible.
Every top pitcher possible? Really? Because aren't the finances a concern of every top pitcher possible? How are they going to spin that?
I would bet you that they've even contacted the Tigers about Skubal.
So you're just saying you're not saying via free agency.
I'm saying everywhere.
How? We spent the last 60 days saying that they don't have any money. Why are they signing Dyson Acosta to a $600,000 deal? And now they're going to have $140 million for a top tier starting pitcher? That would be an about face.
Maybe it's taking AJ Preller some time to convince John Seidler and the Seidler bros to let him spend a little money instead of worrying about selling the team right away.
Well, there's a big difference between trading for Tariq Skubal and going out and signing a free agent pitcher for $100 million.
Would you consider Michael King a top pitcher on the market?
100%.
Okay, so then if those reports are true that they remain in on Michael King, then they are in on top pitchers on the market.
Yeah, but again, it's like, what do we always say? Like, proof is in the pudding, or believe it when we see it. Like, it's easy for it to be reported. It's a whole nother thing for them to actually do it. Like, Skubal this past year made $10 million. So via arbitration, he'll be up to maybe 20 because this guy's unbelievable. But again, even a Skubal 1 year, $20 million deal, which is basically what they're paying Nick Pivetta, that to me is different than giving Michael King 150 or 100 even. So, I mean, I'm hopeful. I like the reporting from Jeff Passan and Ken Rosenthal. I'm just a little bit in the mindset that, well, it would have to be via trade and it would have to be with a pitcher that's more controllable and isn't, making money like, are they really going to have another pitcher in their rotation making 20 plus next year, in addition to Musgrove and then Darvish, who's not at 20, and then Pivetta, who's at 20. I hope they do, man. I hope they do. Maybe it requires trading away Jake Cronenworth. Maybe it requires some flexibility or creativity that we always talk about. Just the whole offseason has been like, what's it going to be? Internal candidates, some mid-tier rotation trade, and now all of a sudden top-tier pitching. That to me would be a little bit surprising just because of the financial issues we've been talking about for months.
Hey, it ain't our money.
No, it's not. But unfortunately, but it is their money, and their actions have spoken pretty loud the last 3 off seasons.
That is true. So it would definitely be a surprise if all of a sudden they go out and sign Michael King and Framber Valdez.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But it is interesting, to hear that because it's what everybody knows is that AJ is desperate for starting pitching. Desperate. And that could either play in his favor because he's desperate, and that means that he's going to go out and be uber aggressive, or it's going to not play in his favor because people know he's desperate for starting pitching. So if they're looking through the lens of trading for starting pitching, those teams are going to be like, dude, we know you need this, so you're going to need to up your offer.
Right. Well, what even are the offers? Are you talking about the free agent offers or the trade offers? Because
any offer,
any trade offer. I'm just thinking about their system right now and what it's going to return. It doesn't seem like their system is in the strongest spot that it's been in.
No.
I mean, but then again, we heard about a blockbuster trade involving the Mets, obviously, here recently. That could be a 6, 7, 8 player trade. So I think, listen, I could see them getting a haul or adding to the rotation, like that Mets trade that was talked about. Forget about Bogarts, forget about Lindor, and let's discuss more some of the young pitching prospects that made major league debuts in 2025. Like, that to me is very intriguing. Maybe something like that is a possibility. It just sounds to me like everything that we know, Preller would be more inclined to go with someone that's got 3 or 4 years of control that isn't making a ton of money, as opposed to go out in free agency and spending the $100 million. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe desperate times call for desperate measures, and they recognize to get back to the postseason, they'll have to make a splash.
Do you think they can make a splash and as far as the signing goes and make a trade? Because what they could do, here's what they could do, because obviously we know that they're not the Dodgers and they can't spend unlimited amounts of money, right? Nick Pivetta has been on the market, or at least in trade discussions this offseason. Now it's being reported the Padres, would like to bring Michael King back. Or what was the wording about Michael King? It was
still in the mix.
Still in the mix for Michael King. Okay. I saw a tweet today. Don't know if it's completely accurate or not, but I'll run with it because who cares? Someone took a picture of Michael King at the UTC Mall.
Wow. Now what store? Was this a Lululemon thing or?
I don't know what store, but
I was in the UTC Mall recently.
Was he at the mattress store?
No, I know. He's like, I need a new mattress because I can't sleep right.
That's hilarious. We bought a mattress at that mall.
Oh, it must be nice.
Yeah, we did.
Look at you.
Still paying it off.
Wow, look at you. So Nick Pivetta makes what, 22 million next year, 20 million?
Yeah. Let's just say 20.
Okay. Michael King probably would garner around 20 million per year.
At least.
Okay. Could you do a swap where just hear me out.
Okay.
You find a way to get controllable starting pitching back for, say, Nick Pivetta and X player. So then now you have that $20 million next year freed up from just trading away Michael King, and you slot in a contract, whatever Michael King would want or whatever he gets per year, right? And you can take that money and just slide it over to Michael King. So now you got Michael King back on a multi-year deal, Joe for 2 years, controllable pitching back for Nick Pivetta and whoever else.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to be Mason Miller to get who you want. So you trade Pivetta Miller for controllable starting pitching that is major league ready. You re-sign Michael King for multiple years. You have Joe for multiple years. You got Randy Vasquez for multiple years. You may have then now not solved your rotation problems, but you have definitely addressed them in a big way.
It's interesting if the return for Pivetta is controllable starting pitching, that when adding Michael King to the equation makes you deeper.
But my point is, like, you can't sign Michael King without trading away Nick Pivetta.
Well, and then I would say, have you really improved?
Well, the thing would be if you traded away Nick Pivetta, okay,
you get pitching back.
You get pitching back, but you'd have to maybe attach Mason Miller, right?
Is your team better with young, controllable starting pitching, no Pivetta, no Miller, and Michael King, who was on your team last year?
I mean, Michael King didn't pitch half the season.
He didn't.
And then you add, two controllable starters to the mix. Now you got King, Vasquez, Musgrove, and the two controllable starters that you brought back in the Miller and Pivetta deal.
It's interesting. I mean, it's something we're talking about. That's maybe why the Padres have been tied to the Mets. Potentially. Yeah. They have young, controllable starters.
And I think it could work. I would not want to. I do not want to see them trade Mason Miller. Let's just be clear. I do not want to see Mason Miller go at all. But I'm just trying to think through AJ's head where, without Mason Miller in the bullpen, you still got Estrada, you got Morhone, you got Jason Adam returning, you got David Morgan, Yuki Matsui, Wandy Peralta. He is really good at finding back end reliever pieces. Okay. Mason Miller, I wouldn't understand or get why they would trade Leo DeVries for him to have him for a half season and then trade him the following offseason. But thinking of the bigger picture here, knowing that they need starters in a desperate way. If you could maneuver things where you have Nick Pivetta and Mason Miller bringing back two controllable starting pitchers that are young, that don't cost a lot of money, and then by trading away Nick Pivetta, you just freed up $20 million next year that you could give to Michael King. I don't know. I'm just trying to put things together.
I mean, it's interesting. I just think the idea of trading Mason Miller and someone else turning him into a starter, and then 3 years from now he's won 2 Cy Youngs.
I know. I get it.
You were the one that bet on him by trading away Leo DeVries. To me, is a little bit of lunacy, but maybe it is desperate times calling for desperate measures. We can continue to react to this reporting. Are the Padres seeking top-tier starting pitching? What are the options? 877-767-4760. Again, Chris Hodge taking Vegas will join us coming up at 4:30. We've got this massive Thursday night football game coming up at 5:15 between the Rams and the Seahawks. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, the Aztecs will be on the road Saturday night taking on number 1 Arizona in Phoenix. Pregame coverage at 6:30. Tip off at 7:30 right here on San Diego Sports 760. Aztecs last night take care of Air Force, close for 20 minutes, not close for the second 20 minutes. The San Diego State wins 81-58. It gets a little more challenging come Saturday night against number 1 Arizona. I'm excited for it. Looking forward to it. San Diego State and Arizona, Jim, coming up Saturday night at 7:30.
Yeah, can't wait for that one. That's another massive test for this Aztec team. Last time they faced a team of Arizona's stature in Michigan, it was not pretty. So we'll see if they have gotten better since then or if they're kind of the same.
We have an announcement tomorrow. Okay. So we have an announcement tomorrow. That's the announcement today, that there's an announcement tomorrow. Be with us on Jon and Jim at 2 p.m. If you have an idea on the announcement, you can text us 70470, start it with team, or put it in the chat if you are watching on YouTube.
I feel like you're mocking the announcement for the announcement.
I am.
I know.
I am completely doing that. But there was an announcement about an announcement. Today we're announcing that we have an announcement.
Right. Which you think is weird to do.
Yeah, I would probably just say
nothing.
Tune in tomorrow too.
That's exactly what we're saying.
Oh yeah, you're right. We should say that every day.
Hey, tomorrow we have something. There's something big we got to tell you at 2 p.m. So tune in tomorrow.
I do like that. All right, so tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Forward teasing, John.
Yeah, it's going to be huge for this show. It's going to be huge
very
for this show.
Yes, big.
Moving forward. All right,
big.
We got some news here today about again, the Padres are involved as ever in top tier starting pitching. Ken Rosenthal saying the Padres may still be in the mix for Michael King. And then we learned, here's another reason maybe to move Mason Miller. He has committed to Team USA for the WBC, which isn't necessarily good news for Padres fans. Remember in 2023, so many Padres committed to the WBC for various nations, and the season went completely haywire. I don't know if the WBC was responsible for that or not. I'm always tentative, especially with pitching and especially with hard throwers. You got to be ready to go in early March, pitching meaningful innings. Presumably, that's what Mason Miller would be asked to do for Team USA. So I'm understanding of it. I get it. The best players should be playing in an event like this. It's just some of me just kind of crosses my fingers because you just don't know what's going to happen. Because someone in this event is going to suffer an injury, and you just hope it's not a San Diego Padre.
I'm more comfortable with relievers than starters. Like for me, if Mason Miller was a starter for this team and he joined the WBC for Team USA, I'd be like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But as a reliever, I'm okay with it. I mean, it's not something I'm like super excited about, but hey, maybe we get a moment of Team USA versus Team Japan where Mason Miller's trying to close out the game and win the WBC for Team USA. And he happens to, I don't know, face Shohei Ohtani in like the bottom or top of the ninth inning.
Mm-hmm.
2 outs, nobody on, down by, Team Japan's down by a run. Mason Miller versus Shohei Ohtani. I'd watch that. I'd watch like the WBC to me, after what we saw last time with Ohtani and Trout. Just give me moments. Like the games, I'm not going to sit there and watch an entire WBC game. I'm just not. But if you can give me like good moments with, the WBC, like Mason Miller versus Manny Machado, right? Tariq Skubal versus Shohei Ohtani, like give me those moments and I'll tune in. But if you're asking me to like go watch an entire WBC game, like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the moments. I do think the situation with Trout Ohtani last time around is significant, but I still go back to, I just want to make sure everyone comes out of it 100% and capable of, impacting their major league team from day one. And that would, more specifically here in San Diego, I don't really care if Mason Miller strikes out Shohei Ohtani unless it's involving like the major league team. Like that's just how I look at it. I'm not going to look back on 2026 and be like, yeah, Padres floundered, but at least Mason Miller owned Ohtani in that at bat March 13th.
No, I know.
Yeah, it's just how I'm built. And other people are going to feel differently. People will watch. I'm with you. I think it'll be widely consumed. I think people will be interested in real time in it. It's just all of a sudden we'll get past that. Like how often, seriously, over the last 3 years have we referenced Ohtani Trout? Do you ever see it in the national consciousness? I never do. It's never on social media. Never comes up ever.
No.
Anywhere. It will in 2026 when this event is played again.
Is it maybe because Trout is not the same player it used to be?
Maybe, definitely. And I'm looking at some of these players that have committed to Team USA, Jim. It's an amazing group. I mean, Skeens and Scooble, Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh. Now you add Mason Miller. I mean, it's a very good group. And you look at the players that have committed worldwide, some of the the Dominican lineups that are out there, the Japanese team. I mean, you're going to have really good baseball being played this March, and I'm more okay with the WBC probably now than I've ever been because I'm just like I've come to accept it a little bit like NBA Cup.
Right.
Year one, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Year two, I'm like, please no. And now I'm like begrudgingly okay. That's how I feel about the WBC. We're in like the 5th iteration of it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's fine. You just kind of sit there and you just hope that nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Now,
am I watching Netherlands Dominican group play? No, I don't know.
No, I'm not. So, I mean, Mason Miller, it's gonna be fun to see, right? So right now the Padres have what? Tatis, Machado, Bogarts, Mason Miller.
I would think Merrill.
Anybody else?
I would think Merrill would be on that U.S. roster.
Don't you think that the U.S. rosters have to be finalized here pretty soon?
I don't know. I don't know where we are on the timeline. I'm sure there'll be additional players to that.
Even if you were on Team USA, like, do you have the roster in front of you? Because I don't think he'd be a starter.
He may not, but they're still going to have a full roster. I don't have the full roster in front of me. I don't think they have a full roster. Underdog says, like, I see some of the pitchers that have committed.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see some of the projected lineup, like Pete Crow Armstrong and Corbin Carroll and Bobby Witt, Cal Raleigh, Schwarber's a DH, Aaron
That's a good
Judge.
team.
It is. There's other good teams. I agree. I think it's a very good team. It should be. I would hope the U.S. baseball team is good, especially playing in the U.S. also.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
As the U.S., I have no idea the history of this event. Japan's won it more than everyone else, right?
Yeah. And they won it last year in where? Miami?
I don't even know.
Or not last year, but 2 years ago.
In 2023. Yeah, like, do you know who's won this event all time?
Team USA has won one. Japan's won one.
So Japan's won 3.
Okay, they won 3. Team USA has won 1. I know that, right?
At least one.
And I feel like there's another team in there that's kind of like an outlier. That's 1-1.
Maybe. So, okay, Japan won in 2006. Japan won in 2009. I'm just clicking at it. In 2013, the champion was the Dominican.
Okay.
In 2017, the champion was the United States.
Okay.
And then it wasn't played because of the pandemic. They went 6 years between events. And then 2 years ago, it was Japan.
So remember that 6-year span when everyone really missed it? Said nobody ever.
That's the thing. So again, I'm fine with it. I think people are intrigued by it. I think more people are on board probably than ever. But again, I just remember what happened in 2023 with the Padres. All right, we're going to continue to get you ready for also Thursday Night Football tonight, this huge game between the Rams and the Seahawks. Chris Hodge will join us coming up at 4:30. Stay with us. We're here until 5:15. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update's brought to you by Staples. Last night, San Diego State all over Air Force, 81-58. Next up, Aztecs take on the number one team in the nation in Arizona on Saturday night. And tonight, huge Thursday night football matchup. It's a battle for first place in the NFC. Rams take on the Seahawks. You can listen to that game right here on San Diego Sports 760 starting at 5:15. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services for safe delivery. Don't miss 50% off custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, that was easy.
All right, 70470. You can start your message with the word team. Phone lines are open, 877-767-4760. Chris Hodge will join us at 4:30. And we've got Rams and Seahawks. Rams and Seahawks tonight at 5:15. You can listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. You look at what this means here. We touched on this briefly earlier. You just look at the NFC standings, and we're getting to the nitty-gritty here. There's just a few games remaining in the regular season, and the winner tonight is extremely well positioned to be the one seed overall. The winner tonight will be 12-3 with 2 games remaining. And then you look at teams that have 4 losses or fewer. San Francisco would still be there. The loser of this game would have 4 losses. Bears and Packers have 4 losses. But would you agree that the winner tonight is likely to be the one seed in the NFC?
Only if it's the Rams.
Okay.
Only if it's the Rams. The Rams win tonight, there's a pretty good chance that they'll be the one seed, with the remaining schedule being Falcons and Cardinals.
Okay.
But if the Seahawks win tonight, which is what I'm rooting for, then there's a chance the Niners could slip in and they have to run the table.
Mm-hmm.
Or if the Seahawks lose or Rams lose, whatever. But there's a chance that that Week 17 matchup between the Niners and the Seahawks in Santa Clara would be for not only just the NFC West, but for the number one seed in the NFC.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fascinating.
Which is crazy to even think about from a Niners perspective, that they even have a shot at that with all the injuries they've sustained this year.
So that basically requires the Seahawks home win tonight. That makes it more likely.
Yes. Now the Niners do have a pretty tough schedule facing, Colts and Bears, right? Bears are still saying, hey, remember, talk about us more, right? We're one of the best teams in the NFC as well. So they got to get through those teams to even have a shot. And the Seahawks' remaining schedule is Panthers, obviously tonight with Rams, then the Panthers, and they finish up with the Niners.
And then I wonder if there's a scenario where you've got like 3 teams with 4 losses, because you still have. I don't know what the tiebreakers would be. There's still a world where there'd be multiple teams with 4 losses in the NFC.
Yeah.
Even if the Niners, for example, beat the Seahawks in Week 18?
I'm not entirely sure, but I as of this moment right now,
if they were to win out, you're saying if the Seahawks win tonight and the Niners win out, you think the Niners would be the one seed?
Yeah, because they would. Yeah, they would.
Okay. So, that's realistic. Seahawks tonight are obviously favored at home, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So, that's very realistic. If the Seahawks just hold
1.5 point favorites.
Yeah. Again, so a coin flip game. But
yeah.
You talk about good Thursday night football games over the years. I always scoff at Monday night games, even more so than Thursday. I never expect a lot out of Thursday night football. Like, I expect to just look up and I'm expecting it's always like the Saints or the Falcons or the Panthers.
Right, and Jaguars.
Yeah. And then you look up tonight, you're like, oh, really? The top seed in the NFC is on the line tonight. So, it's a great way to kick off the weekend. That's for sure.
And by the way, it's because I've seen a little bit of this, but I haven't dove into the actual details of what's going on. And I'm sure you probably don't know any of this either, so I don't know why I'm asking. But have you heard what's going on with Puka Nacua and also Puka's brother?
Yeah, of course. I don't live under a rock.
I know that his brother, stole NBA player's vehicle?
Allegedly.
And then what did Puka say on a live stream with Aiden Ross? Did he say something stupid?
I don't think he said something. I think he gestured something that has been deemed anti-Semitic.
Okay.
So they've been dealing with a lot.
and the Rams are without Devontae Adams tonight with a hamstring injury.
So you're feeling good about the Seahawks at home. You're trying to.
I'm not feeling good. I'm just saying that the Rams have a little adversity tonight. But if, it's not just, by the way, it's not just the top spot in the NFC on the line tonight. It's Matthew Stafford cementing potentially his MVP candidacy this year if he goes out there and the Rams beat the Seahawks on the road. And if Stafford has a good night, he's the MVP of the NFL.
Yeah, because you look at their last 2 weeks. It's a good point.
So there are like layers here to this thing tonight, which makes it a very intriguing Thursday night game.
Yeah, completely agree. Just the NFC West in general, as someone that like yourself that's been watching it, just look at the NFC West. That's insane.
It's the best division in football.
So all three are going to be in, but one of those three teams is going to be like a 6 or 7 seed, just based on the math. A 6, and one of them is going to be a 6.
Yeah, one of them will be a 6. So the best spot to be in is that 5 seed because you're going to play Tampa or Carolina in the first round.
If you're a 5, right? So you'll be on the road.
You'll be on the road, but you get that first matchup in the wild card round. It gets either Tampa or Carolina,
and then you get your division winner.
And if you're a 6 seed, you're going to Philly, most likely. And if you're a 7, you're going to Chicago.
Yeah, I'm with you. The 5 seed's the spot to be. I don't know how dangerous this is. The 6 seed, if you get Philadelphia, that might not be the worst thing either.
It might not be, but what if the Eagles turn? They have the talent. I just, there's always that what if, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're just looking at how what path you'd want in the NFC if you're not the 1 seed or the top 3, obviously you have a home playoff game and you're a wild card, like you want to be the 5 here.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, your point on the Niners is really good. We talked about their schedule heading into the year. That could they take advantage of? And all of a sudden you look up and they've got honestly, Colts Bears is not the hardest stretch in their season, is it? Colts with Rivers, they should win. It's Bears at home, right? They'll be favored to win. So they'll be favored in back-to-back games. Then they'll be favored in their final game of the year as well.
So yeah, correct. They will be. They're favored. They're favored, I think, in every single one of these games. They're favored by 5.5 over the Colts. They're favored right now by 3 over the Bears, depending on what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then Seahawks at home, they'll probably be favored by like 1.5.
Yeah. So but what I'm saying is, I feel like it shakes out pretty well.
Yeah, it does. If you're a Niners fan, they took care of business. They beat the teams they needed to beat. I'm just looking to see here, like the only game this year or games this year that the Niners really slipped up on, and it was like, ooh, that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Was at home versus the Jags. I think that was in week 4. That was not a good. That was a bad loss. And then on the road versus the Bucks.
Yeah.
Now Fred Warner died that game, but still, those are and I think Bosa tore his ACL in the Jaguars game. So again, those are the 2 games this year for a Niners fan where you look back and if you don't get the 1 seed, you point to those.
Yeah, but again, if they get the right result tonight, they could have an inside track or at least a track to the 1 seed in the NFC. All right, on the other side, we're going to get into the Aztecs last night as they beat Air Force. They improved to 6-3. They have Arizona coming up again Saturday night in Phoenix. Coming up at 4:30, Chris Hodge from Taking Vegas. He will join the show. We still have a 4-pack of tickets to give away to the San Diego Auto Show. We also have a pair of tickets to give away to see San Diego State basketball against Whittier, the Poets, out of Division III, Monday afternoon at Viejas Arena. We'll give away those tickets on the other side. Talking Aztecs hoops coming up next. Giving away Aztec basketball tickets in the next 10 or 15 minutes for Monday afternoon. Stay with us. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Chris Hodge will join us coming up at 4:30. And we have Aztec tickets for Monday to give away coming up in 10 minutes. So San Diego State and Whittier, Monday afternoon. I kind of like what do you think? Brent works easy. 1 p.m. The rare one. In fact, I think San Diego State at home this year has only one other non-night game. They have a 5 p.m. game in January, a 1 p.m. Monday game.
Honestly, I like any Aztec game that is not at night. And that applies to football and basketball because we don't get, 95% of football and basketball games out here all at night. So yeah. I like occasional day games.
1 p.m., Jim, on Monday.
1 p.m. That's a good time. I like that time.
Are you going to go?
I might, yeah.
Okay, you might go 1 p.m.
I might go.
Against Whittier. So last night, it's kind of deja vu all over again. We're giving away tickets, by the way, in 10 minutes for Monday. BJ Davis does what BJ Davis does. Like this guy has been incredible. He scored 17 second half points. He scored 11 consecutive points for the Aztecs in the second half. This was a close game for 20 minutes. It was 33-30 at the half.
Yeah.
Aztecs led by 3. They were favored by 24 points in this game. They would pull away in the second half. They'd outscore the Falcons by 20 in the second half to win by 23. Thankfully, they got BJ Davis because Davis has given them a shot basically each and every night. They're still trying to figure everything out. Obviously, you look at Miles Byrd last night, 2 points, 1 of 8 from the floor. Reese Dixon Waters, 2 points, 1 of 8 from the floor. But BJ Davis off that bench, man, 7 straight games in double figures, 17 points in the second half. And again, a good thing they've got BJ Davis because otherwise, I don't know if they would have had the margin they ended up with last night against Air Force.
Not covering's disappointing.
No, the Air Force, I don't know if you were awake for it, but they hit a 3 at the buzzer, essentially.
Oh, my gosh. So basically, it was a bad beat.
Yeah, Tim Murray tweeted about it.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
2 questions. Well, actually, just 1 question. Is there something going on with Miles Byrd?
What do you mean is something going on?
1 for 8, 2 points last night. Did he miss a dunk? 18 minutes.
We had 19 points his last game.
I know.
So no, I think the only thing going on is he went 1 for 8 with 2 points.
He's averaging 9 points per game this year.
Yeah, his last 6 or 7 games, he's only had one kind of standout offensive game. That was the game before this, Lamar.
So I'm just kind of waiting for a little more consistency from him.
100%. Dutch was asked about this post game, and he basically said with Bird and Waters, it's like they want it so much that they're putting all this pressure on themselves.
Yeah. When you want same thing last night. Reese last night 1 for 8, 2 points. Bird last night 1 for 8, 2 points. I'm not trying to harp on them because they did win by 23.
Yep.
The story is you're right. Last night BJ Davis continues to be a breakout bench star and well on his way if he continues to stay on the bench as this, to cement his place as 6th man of the year in the Mountain West Conference. That probably, could be over very quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But that's great. 23-point win against Air Force. That was expected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So now you look deeper and you go, all right, Reese and Bird last night, 2 for 16 combined, 0 for 6 from 3, 4 points total. It's great that they won by 23 with those 2 guys having those types of nights. That's a good sign for this team. But let's also be real here. They need those 2 players to perform on a consistent basis. We had Dave Velasquez on the other day, and we're talking about Reese Waters. It was he's had an up and down season, and there's games where he's doing great, and other games when not so much. And last night was one of those examples, and I think they need those guys more than they need to figure out if those 2 guys were performing and averaging, 15, 16 points a game each, it would solve a lot of their issues.
Yeah, no, I agree. For them to reach their ceiling, there is absolutely no question. They'll need consistency from those 2 players. There's no question. This isn't really a rocket science thing.
No.
I agree, and I bet everyone kind of agrees. Now, they still have all this depth. They're still getting Magoon Gwath. Game shape, kind of fully to where he was a year ago. I thought he was pretty good last night. He scored 12 points He seemingly is getting more comfortable and like more in game shape. So there was some good in there. I think defensively, again, it's like they're not fully where they typically are. Now the problem is you get the test on Saturday again. Like to your point, you got the test against Michigan and you lose by 40. And now you get Arizona in Phoenix. You could argue it's just as hard of a test, if not harder. It's basically a road game. You're in Phoenix, Arizona against, U of A. So I want to see if they've made strides, I guess, from Michigan to Saturday. And you're right. I mean, if it happens Saturday, what happened last night, and Reese and Miles don't score and aren't efficient, then they're not going to be in the game. So they're going to have to score and be efficient. And even that, we'll see if that's enough to keep them in the game or give them a chance.
Yeah, they need to have, obviously, they both need to have big nights on Saturday to even, be in the game, let alone have a chance to pull off a massive upset. But I'm just looking at like going forward here. Miles has had a up and down start to his season, and same thing with Reese. And it's great what BJ Davis has done, and Magoon has been consistent, but also still getting back into the groove of things, right? LZ Harrington to start the season was great, kind of tailed off a little bit here. Miles Heide has been pretty consistent, even though I think he was a -6 last night in his 23 minutes, which was interesting. But all in all, Bird and Reese, I would say not the most important players on the team, but you're not going to get to where you want to get to if you get nights like that from those two guys.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like what they need, I think the thing they need the most is playing 2 games a week. And Dutch basically said this last night to us post-game, which was we've practiced against ourselves way too much. Like we're at the point where we got to play someone else. And now they've got these 3 games in 6 days. They had last night, they've got Saturday against number 1. They've got Monday against this 91 in Whittier. We'll give away tickets in 2 minutes. It's time to start playing 2 games a week and seeing if you can make that progress on floor and seeing where it takes them. They have absolutely work to do. I mean, they've got a lot of work to do to get where they want to get, metrically speaking and team speaking. But I still would say this, there's time and they don't have to beat Arizona on Saturday. Would it go a long way? Yes. It isn't, I wouldn't call it a must win from an at-large perspective, but you can't have a game like Michigan. Like you can't go out there and lose 94-54 on Saturday and feel good about your chances, from an at-large perspective. You got to be in a game with Arizona if you don't win it. Is how I look at it. And then from there, we'll see what they can do in the Mountain West because there's still 20 Mountain West games or 19 Mountain West games to play. But it's tough when your non-conference games are against Michigan and Arizona. Like we knew Michigan and Arizona were good. That's why they're scheduled. I don't know if we knew they were that good.
Didn't know they were going to be the number 1 and number 2 teams in the country.
Yeah, like that's impossible to predict. And some of that is good. I mean, Michigan right now in the net is 1, Arizona is 4, and a Ken Palm, I want to say it's similar. Michigan's 1, Arizona's 4.
I'll tell you. Well, here's what they have in front of them on Saturday night, even though it might be too tall of a hill to climb. If they pulled off that upset Saturday night, would you agree it wipes away the Troy game like that?
Oh my gosh.
Not only does it wipe away the Troy game. Yeah. Not only does it wipe away the Troy game, but it also pretty much wipes away the Michigan loss.
Yeah. I mean, you'd probably like just winning the game by any margin, you'd probably move 35 spots in the net, maybe more. And you'd probably move Ken Palm is less like that, but you'd jump 10 spots. It's
essentially the golden ticket.
Yeah, it's
like they had last.
Exactly.
It's the golden ticket like they had last year with the Houston win.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So now, like to your point, just do that. But if they did do that, I mean that'd be fascinating. If they could do that on Saturday, and guess what? I mean, I know that they're motivated for Saturday. I promise you that. Just like they were for Las Vegas, but it's a huge challenge, huge opportunity. You can hear it right here on San Diego Sports 760. Let's give away tickets right now for Monday's game against the Whittier Poets at Viejas Arena. That's a 1 p.m. start, and caller 4, you have 2 free tickets to Monday's game right before the holidays here in San Diego at Viejas Arena. San Diego State men's basketball against the Whittier Poets. 877-767-4760. Caller 4, 2 free tickets. Call right now. 877 767-4760. We're getting back to the Padres on the other side. They have made a signing. How significant is it? We've got the latest for you on the other side. Chris Hodge at 4:30, Thursday Night Football at 5:15. Stay with us on Jon and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Last night, San Diego State all over Air Force 81-58. Next up, the Aztecs will take on the number one team in the country in Arizona on Saturday night. And tonight, a huge Thursday night football matchup as it's a battle for first place in the NFC. Rams take on the Seahawks. You can listen to that game right here on San Diego Sports 760 at 5:15. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services for safe delivery. Don't miss 50% off. Custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, that was easy.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of Jon and Jim. Chris Hodge swings by at 4:30. We'll talk Thursday Night Football. We'll talk college football playoff this weekend in the NFL. So be with us at 4:30. And then at 5:15, we do have Seahawks and Rams. Now, make sure to join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., there will be a show announcement. Tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Tomorrow at 2 p.m., John.
Would you say on the nose?
No, we'll let it breathe.
Okay, we'll let it breathe.
Let it breathe. We'll give people the time to come on in, join. Let it breathe.
Okay.
So
2:05.
Yeah, like 2:05.
But I'd get here at 2.
I would get here at 2. Yeah,
we'll give you a little bit of the backstory. We'll give you this. We'll give you that.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
Exactly. You will not want to miss it tomorrow at 2 p.m. Be with us here on Jon and Jim. Now, the Padres, they're not worried about tomorrow's announcement because they are making moves right now.
Oh, they are making a ton of moves right now.
So they have signed Tristan McKenzie, right-handed pitcher. He has signed a minor league deal. Now, this guy has actually pitched a good amount in the major leagues since 2020 when he made his major league debut. He's got over 400 innings. His career ERA isn't bad. It's 4.07. But over the last 3 years, which is a long time now, you're talking about 23, 24, 25, under 100 combined innings, an ERA of 5.46 for Tristan McKenzie. So he gets a minor league deal. And again, Padres are going to have competitions everywhere, like all teams do. Maybe here's a guy fighting to be a depth piece in the back of a rotation. Maybe. Again, he's got the 400 innings in the major leagues, his career ERA of around 4, and he's a minor league invite to camp this spring for the Padres.
Where on the parade route do you want to broadcast? Like close to the front of the parade route on Market, or like closer to like Petco where they probably will end up, after the parade to celebrate the World Series?
I'll be broadcasting live from Royal Palm Beach High School where he went to school.
You
Because
will?
I think Tristan McKenzie is going to be such a key component of that World Series run that I'm going to go to his hometown in Florida. And I'm sure we'll be paid to be down there. So we'll travel.
Right.
And we're going to broadcast live from his high school.
Good point. So that's one Padres move. I'll one up you because they made another move.
Oh, no, you're not. Okay.
They've made multiple moves today, John.
Moves on moves.
They saw that we had an announcement tomorrow, and they're like, you know what? We're going to start making some moves here.
I like it.
The Padres, John, according to the team website, has signed catcher Blake Hunt to a minor league deal.
Blake Hunt.
He was traded to the Rays with Cole Wilcox, Francisco Mejia, and Luis Patino for Blake Snell in 2020, and was with Seattle's AAA affiliate last season.
Here's the issue. He's never
You can come home again, as Marty would say.
He's just never appeared in the major leagues, has he?
Oh, just you wait, John. Brett Sullivan has left the organization, so they needed someone to replace Brett Sullivan.
Gotcha. So
Blake Hunt is your man.
So Blake Hunt he's a former second-round pick. The problem is he hasn't appeared in the major leagues.
So they just shored up. I mean, they got Tristan McKenzie and Blake Hunt today.
Yeah, they did. It's a factual statement.
Should we go longer than 3 hours and 15 minutes a day? I feel like we need to go at least 6.
I mean, again, all teams make these moves, minor league invites, including the Padres, and I just can't get excited about them. I mean,
when you're the Padres, sometimes these minor league invites turn into major league roster spots.
Oh yeah, Tristan McKenzie could pitch for this team next year. There's no question about it. I'm always like, here's the issue. Like, you look at someone like this, and here's like a former, I think, first-round pick in McKenzie. I'm just looking at his numbers, but then like you just don't turn into anything. Like you get time and you kind of toil between the major and minor leagues. I don't know what his health history is. He threw 5 innings last year in the major leagues, Jim. 5. So like, I just can't really be the guy to be like, well, maybe he figures it all out in 2026 and throws 130 innings, because I just don't believe that. So I can't say that.
I just saw a video from 2023 from Major League Baseball, John.
Okay.
A 10 strikeout performance for Tristan McKenzie in his season debut on June 4th.
Okay. I mean, has he had injury issues?
You know what's going to be the main thing said around Padres land here and we've talked about it, and you can't always keep going to this well all the time. Just put him with Ruben
Oh,
Yabel.
yeah, they'll fix him.
Just put him with Ruben Yabel. Everything will be fine. Like, that only works so much. And Ruben Yabel is great. But to sign anybody and be like, just put him with Ruben Yabel, everything will be fine.
1-6 whip in 2024.
Is that good?
The last time he basically pitched. He threw 5 innings last year in the major leagues, had an 11.12 ERA. So, I mean, he's a former first rounder. In 2015, a decade ago, he's still only 28. And like you said, I mean, maybe Niebla, some of this stuff does work out, by the way. There's examples of some of this stuff working out. And there's other examples of guys just being released out of spring training or spending the whole year in AA or AAA.
Right.
Listen, they're going to add a lot of depth because they're going to need it. And we probably do live in a world where Tristan McKenzie could appear and make multiple appearances for the Padres or multiple starts for the Padres in 2026.
Well, at this moment in time, before, there's going to be a lot of weirdness on that mound for the Padres in that starting rotation.
Who would be at this exact moment their 4th and 5th starters?
JP Sears and Johnny Brito or Matt Waldron
or now Frank, whoever this guy.
Kyle Hart. Kyle Hart's another name.
Yeah. Tristan McKenzie,
sure.
Blake Hunt, even though he's a catcher.
Yeah, he's not pitching, John.
He's never appeared in the major leagues.
Right. He's not pitching.
So these are the big moves for spring training.
Wow.
For the Padres. Honestly, normally
really upstaging our big announcement with their big announcements.
What if tomorrow they make a massive, top tier starting pitching move that we've been talking about?
What if at 159, they're like, we just signed Michael King.
It's like, forget about our announcement.
Yeah, screw our announcement.
Yeah, then we'll wave that off.
Right. Well, can't really, but
yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with these signings. Again, every team's going to have minor league invites, including the Padres. Of
course you're fine. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. No one knows jack blank about these guys. Nobody. I don't want to hear anybody be like, you know what? He's got some great secondary stuff. You don't know jack squat. All right? You're going off some videos from 2023, as am I, right? And that's it. I'm not going to try to spin this as like, oh, this is great. I don't know anything about Tristan McKenzie, and nor do you.
Well, what about when Ben Fadden says, give me 2022 Tristan McKenzie?
That's Ben Fadden watching a 20-second video of Tristan McKenzie striking out, a bunch of dudes and over, I don't know. Whatever.
I assume he was with Niebla at some point, by the way.
With the Guardians?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, he's clearly worked with Ruben Niebla.
Well, how long has McKenzie been in the bigs for?
Well, he made his debut with the Indians because they were the Indians in 2020.
Okay, so Ruben Niebla had to have been there, yeah, because Ruben Niebla came over here in 2022.
This actually might be an example of where it's not about Ruben Niebla fix him. It might be an example of Ruben Niebla saying, I like his stuff. I've seen
that is also a very good point.
So
I didn't even think about that.
That actually goes a little further than the fix him. And this goes to I have a relationship with him. I've worked with him. I believe in his stuff. And I'm sure that's the case. I'm certain that would be the case. Now, is he the same pitcher he was as a 22-year-old in 2019 and 2020, as opposed to 6 years later in 2026? But there are examples with Niebla and with the Padres where they turn this type of player into something that has value. And we'll see if they can do it with a player like this. Again, does it answer any of their problems? No. Does it correct what's going on with their rotation right now? Absolutely not. And that's why I'm intrigued by what Jeff Passan is writing today about, hey, the Padres are in the mix on top tier starting pitching. And what Ken Rosenthal said, which is they're still potentially in the mix for a Michael King. Way more important. Please stay in those conversations. Please get something done between now and February or March if you're AJ Preller. What is Preller thinking the last 60 days? Like, hey, I mean, what is he thinking? He's done nothing.
Probably thinking like, I don't know, John. I mean,
is he thinking what's my budget? Is he thinking what's my future? Is he thinking?
I don't think he's thinking that. I really don't.
I wonder what he is. I guess maybe he's weighing options with his team. Truthfully,
Probably.
You know,
Probably.
like looking
knowing that, like,
the possibilities.
and AJ, if you remember the last time he pulled off a flurry of moves for starters, do you remember what time that was?
It was 2 p.m.
No, it wasn't.
What time was it? Of the year, you mean?
Time of the year, yes. Not actual time of the day.
It would have been, if you're talking about the Juan Soto trade.
I'm talking about the Joe Musgrove, Blake Snell,
That would have been
Yu Darvish offseason.
after the winter meetings of 2021.
That was like right after Christmas.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, okay, after the winter meetings, yeah.
It's like the end of December.
So like right now, kind of. In the
Basically
next week or
right
so.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I
You
mean,
think, is he going to be at home with his parents making calls from that 7-Eleven parking lot?
Maybe he's like I don't know, Baskin Robbins and getting some ice cream, and in the corner of Baskin Robbins, like, oh, sorry, I have to take this call real quick.
I hope the cell service is better, because apparently at his parents' place is not great, and he has to go
be
to the
somewhere
parking
good cell service. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on the chance to re-sign Michael King because you don't have cell service, AJ.
All
right. So they're making moves right now. The problem is they're not the moves that we are hoping that they're going to be making. But stay tuned. Stay tuned. Maybe tomorrow, like you said, at 1:59 p.m. All right. Chris Hodge will join us coming up at 4:30. We have Thursday night football coming up at 5:15 between the Seahawks and the Rams. We're getting to the wrap coming up at 4 p.m. as well. Stay with us. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, hey guys, it is Jon and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Their hotel and spa, as we've been telling you, is now open at Jamul. It is the next level of luxury. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
And savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at Jamul 23, from their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to the luxurious VIP endless dining experience each evening. You can indulge in chef-curated specialties, fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
Make sure to check out their spa at Jamul. You can unwind in style, experience pure relaxation with indulgent treatments, serene spaces, and a retreat designed to refresh your body and mind. Only at Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Chris Hodge will join us coming up at 4:30. We've got Thursday Night Football at 5:15 between the Seahawks and the Rams to kick off Week 16. They play a lot of weeks in the NFL.
Yeah, John.
They play a ton of, and they're going to play more weeks, by the way, because they're going to get to 18 games. There's no way 17 games.
They're going to get to 20 games.
They're going to get to 52 games. And then the playoffs are going to be played the next year.
No.
Well,
actually, why would they do 20? Because
I don't think 20. I think they get to 18. You want to know why? I think ultimately the Super Bowl is played that, is it President's Weekend or whatever, when you have an off day on Monday? It's a national holiday. I think that's where we're going. 1 week later on a Super Bowl, everyone's got Monday off, stretches the season another week.
Yeah, President's Day is on the 16th this year, February 16th.
And when is the Super Bowl this year? Is it that weekend or the week before?
February 8th.
Okay, so I think if you move the Super Bowl back one more week, everyone gets their wishes. More revenue, 18th game. Super Bowl played mid-February. Season is longer. It's already a 365-day sport with combine and draft. I think we'll get there. And all these international games, by the way, they're only adding more international games as well.
Well, it's what the NFL wants. They want to be the number one story 365 days of the year.
You know the issue, though?
What?
Everyone is hurt constantly.
Does that matter right now?
I think
as far as
people, it does matter. Patrick Mahomes being hurt matters.
It does matter. And is Christmas going to have a dip in its viewership? Maybe.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, Christmas, even without Patrick Mahomes, and I think they got what? Like, what's the Christmas schedule? Because at first glance, before the season started, you're like, whoa, that's a good Christmas schedule because, of course, the NFL wants to just ruin the NBA's moment.
Cowboys, Commanders, Lions, Vikings, Broncos, Chiefs.
Yeah. That right there. Before the season started, you're like, yup. That Broncos Chiefs game, that Cowboys Commanders game in general. I mean, that's big time.
Well, yeah,
Jaden Daniels.
Right, exactly.
But that's not the case. The Commanders suck. The Cowboys aren't good.
Correct.
The Vikings are not good. The Chiefs suck now. But they're still going to get massive ratings.
I know they will. Of course they will. Jim, me and you could play on the Chiefs and 20 million people would tune in.
Correct.
So that's I get it is the NFL in America. There is nothing that compares to it. But I can't be sold on the idea that it's good for the league or its fans that the star players don't play. It's a little bit of the NBA stuff that we talk about. The NBA is different because they don't play just because they don't. Because they have all these games and Shea doesn't need to play on a Tuesday night in Portland. The thing with the NFL is when it is such appointment viewing, and they're not playing because they don't want to play. They're not playing because they're not healthy. How many times the last 2 years have we talked about players of the caliber of Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes? I mean, it's not just guys. And I get it. It's a contact sport. But what I'm saying is the more you play it, the more this is going to happen. And by going from 16 games to 18, just like when they went from 14 to 16, this is only going to increase the fact that players are going to be missing games due to injury.
The NBA is a star-driven league. You need stars to get viewers. The NFL is a brand-driven league. The brands run the NFL. If star players are hurt, yeah, the viewership might dip a little bit. Like you said, me and you could play on the Chiefs and there's 20 million people watching. Why? Because that brand, if it was, a star-driven league like the NBA is, it'd be completely different because of all the injuries that you're mentioning, right? There's so many injuries. If the NFL was, driven by its star players staying healthy, they'd have a really hard time because there's already so many injuries to the NFL. But why do we watch the NFL? Like, yeah, we watch obviously for the players, but the brands, it's football that drives eyeballs to the product. And then the players that are playing, the Mahomes, the Josh Allens of the world, right? Like those players then push the product over into another stratosphere, right? But still, the brand alone draws 20 million people.
I know. I completely agree with that. Okay, we have breaking news. And the breaking news is that Jaden Denigal has undergone surgery and will not play in the New Mexico Bowl next Saturday. And Bert Emanuel, will start at quarterback for San Diego State. So Jaden Denigal, who's been dealing with a shoulder injury since week 1, has undergone surgery and will not play for the Aztecs next weekend in the New Mexico Bowl against the top scoring team in America, North Texas. So a significant impact on the Aztecs coming up next weekend in New Mexico. Jaden Denigal will miss the game as he has undergone surgery.
Not great, John.
No, it is not. I'm trying to read the entirety of it in terms of what has been released here.
Doesn't it feel like, as you read that, I'll talk.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like, we've been talking a lot about the bowl games and how the bowl games are now just going to become extinct probably here in the future. It almost feels like for a lot of programs, the bowl games aren't even viewed as like, oh, we have a chance to get the 10 victories and win a bowl. I feel like it's almost viewed of like, all right, let's get the players that haven't played this year some playing time to get them ready for next season.
Yes, what you're saying is correct. Yes.
Because there are going to be so many on both sides, right?
Yeah, both sides.
There'll be so many backups out there. A lot of them that haven't played this year or played very few, right? Right now, Bert Emanuel Jr., I don't think I've seen him even throw a pass this year. Maybe he's thrown a couple.
He has, but he hasn't played a ton, truthfully.
Right. So now this is Bert Emanuel Jr.'s opportunity to go out there and just like let it rip because he hasn't had that opportunity this year. And honestly, like the bowl game almost feels like gravy. Like it doesn't, unless you're in the college football playoff. If you're in the college football playoff, then yeah, you're playing for something. In the bowl game, I mean, other than trying to get 10 wins as a program and you can say, hey, we won 10 games last year, double-digit wins, right? That's great. It's not like the number one goal for this program or for programs going into seasons is to win their bowl game if it's not the college football playoff. It's to win your conference, have a chance to go to the college football playoff. And if you don't, get to a bowl game and finish the year on hopefully a strong note. And right now, it's like you have all these backups going out there. And it feels like gravy. Like, dude, go let it rip. If you throw 4 interceptions, you throw 4 interceptions. But just go out there and just let it rip. This is not like we have to win this game to be in contention for the Mountain West title or the Pac-12 title going forward or an opportunity to make the college football playoff. Like, no, this is a chance to showcase yourself for next season that if you're returning to the Aztecs, hopefully that bowl game will help you and propel you into maybe a starting position.
There's no losing. I mean, if you win the game, great. If you lose the game, anyone that judges the Aztecs based on the result of this game, it doesn't understand where college football is right
100%.
now. You'll take the win. It's gravy. But if you lose, whatever. No harm, no foul. Here's a quote from Sean Lewis. We had a conversation. It was a very hard decision. And ultimately, we settled on collectively together that the time was right now so that he could have a necessary time frame to recover. Jordan Napier also had surgery yesterday. We've known he's been out, the receiver for the Aztecs. So, again, Jaden Denigal yesterday had shoulder surgery. And, again, he was injured. The reports say he was injured in the opening game against Stony Brook and played through it all season long for San Diego State. It will be Bert Emanuel, the expected starter for the Aztecs, next Saturday in Albuquerque against North Texas.
Yeah, dude, let it rip. Like,
exactly. And there's nothing to lose.
No, nothing to lose, everything to gain. I mean, it's a showcase, essentially, right? Like, we know in the NFL, not the NFL, but in just football in general, college football, NFL, that's why people love it so much is because you can't take plays off. You got to go 100% all the time because if you don't, that goes on film. And then if it goes on film, everybody could see it. And if you're dogging it and you're not playing 100%, that's going to hurt you in the long run. So, like, go out there, play 100%, whoever's out there, let it rip. If they lose 45-10, like, again, like you said, people will rip it because there's haters out there and trolls. But at the end of the day,
I think by and large, nobody will.
It will be a little bit of a sour note to the end of a really good season. But you also have to, like, contextualize it and say, dude, they had like 70% of their starters not playing. Right?
Yeah, it won't be near that number.
That's just I'm just making an example.
I think they'll actually have a ton of starters playing. We'll know more as we get closer, but the reports say Denigal is expected to be full go when spring practice starts. The timeline on Jordan Napier is still to be determined. All right, so Jaden Denigal has undergone shoulder surgery, and will miss the bowl game for the Aztecs coming up next Saturday. We'll continue to react to that. Plus, Chris Hodge taking Vegas will join us at 4:30. Thursday Night Football tonight between the Seahawks and the Rams. We've got it for you on 760 at 5:15. This is Jon and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples. We'll start with the Aztecs last night, all over Air Force 81-58. Next up, the Aztecs take on the number one team in the nation, Arizona, on Saturday night. Tonight, a huge Thursday night football matchup as it's a battle for first place in the NFC West and the NFC as the Rams take on the Seahawks in Seattle. You can listen to that game right here on San Diego Sports 760 starting at 5:15. Have an easy holiday, only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping, supplies, and services for safe delivery. Don't miss 50% off custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, that was easy.
All right, Jon and Jim, we do have a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show to give away. And we will do that in the 4 o'clock hour. Chris Hodge will join us at 4:30. He's got some free picks for us coming up, including Rams and Seahawks. You can hear it, as Jim just told you, at 5:15. Right here on San Diego Sports 760. You have the Nick Saban audio, Brent. All right, listen to this from Nick Saban. I want to talk college football playoff for a moment. It kicks off tomorrow. It's going right up against the NFL this weekend.
Smart.
Is that smart? Let me answer that. No.
Well, that's the NFL going, what's their schedule look like?
We don't care.
And they're going to put some of the best games on Saturday afternoon, by the way. So
right. So that's a whole other conversation. But listen to Nick Saban and tell me if you agree or disagree with this.
Look, would we allow the winner of the AAA baseball league, the international league, whatever they call it, I don't even know the name of it, would you let them in the World Series playoffs?
I don't think they do. No, I don't think.
No, they don't. But I'm saying, but that's the equivalent of what we do when JMU gets in to the college football playoff and Notre Dame doesn't.
I hope JMU hammers Oregon. I know it's unlikely. I hope Tulane beats Ole Miss by 30.
right.
Now, it's not going to happen. And they're going to say, see, I told you so. But then nobody cares when some other random school, Oklahoma, loses to Iowa State 41-8. You know? But Tulane, they lost 21-7. They shouldn't have been in.
So by that logic, then the NCAA tournament is a joke, according to Nick Saban?
It's like the Joel Klatt thing.
Like, hey, we are going to, you know what? Instead of having 68, 72 team tournament in the NCAA March Madness, which is like literally, recognized as a perfect tournament or close to a perfect tournament, because Nick Saban is and Joel Klatt are butthurt about Notre Dame not being in the college football playoff. So that means that they don't like March Madness either because of teams like, I don't know, give me a
St. Peter's, George Mason.
Yeah. St. Peter's going to the Elite Eight, or Davidson when Steph Curry was there going to the Elite Eight, getting through, Georgetown and playing Kansas on their way to final. So that is just old man yelling at clouds because they want to make their group inclusive instead of open it up to the possibility of a JMU or Toledo, Tulane or whoever, to make some noise and have an opportunity. Because like I said the other day, if the group of 5 schools are not going to get opportunities to play in the college football playoff, then there's no point to have them.
And I hate this. There's a narrative now that's like, just have the group of 5 playoff. Nick Saban went on to say that today. Why can't they just have their own championship? And I'm like, well, no, that's not the point. In fact, the point is the opposite, which is why not allow all to compete for the same championship? They don't have to win it. I mean, but at least decided on field. And it's not AAA baseball to the major leagues. I get it. Are the rich getting richer? Yes. But and Chris Johnson plays for San Diego State. And guess what? He's going to be drafted in the second round.
Exactly. How many players have played?
How's that AAA?
Yeah. How many players have played on, the random James Madison and Toledo and, San Diego State and Wyoming? Josh Allen from Wyoming. You don't have to play
examples.
Yeah, you don't have to play at a big time school. It's just, he has his analogies all wrong. He's old man yelling at clouds, and I am the biggest James Madison and Tulane fans.
Me too. I think it fits the narrative that ESPN and Fox want to instill in you, which is there hasn't been a separation, but there basically has been. It's basically these power leagues and everyone else, and we're going to beat that point home as often as we possibly can. And we get it. Notre Dame is out, and somebody had to be in for them to be out. We do this. Who cares? I mean, so what? There's been other examples of teams not making postseasons and people being upset about it. If they wanted to make the postseason, they could have beaten whomever they lost to at home, Texas A&M, or they could have beaten Miami earlier in the season. So, I mean, listen, are we heading towards a world where the SEC and the Big Ten play their own tournament? Probably. Are we heading towards a super league? Probably. Do we have to like it though? No, I don't think we have to. If you look at some of the chatter on social media from college football fans, there's a lot of people that believe this is the wrong path for the sport to go down. The path of just separate two leagues from everyone else. That everyone just wants to see, Ohio State against Miami as opposed to other schools have an opportunity to win. And I think that's the beauty of the NCAA tournament. And I think that's been proven, over the course of the last basically 80 years that people are intrigued by that.
Yeah, and the sad part is the pressure from a Nick Saban or a Joe Klatt or, other voices on ESPN could sway the future decisions of the college football committee, because we all know where everyone's bread is buttered here. And it's a lot of money. It's green.
And by the way, they already changed the rules for next year. Again, last year, Boise got a bye. They changed the rules. That's never going to happen again. Next year, all 4 of the Power 4 champions are automatically in. That was not the case this year. Hence JMU and Tulane. And also next year, if Notre Dame finishes in the top 12, they're automatically in. Automatically.
And just by the way, I get it. Alabama and SEC schools and Big Ten schools, we get it.
Yeah,
it's not they're not San Diego State, all right? They're not Boise, they're not Wyoming, right? But what an insult from Nick Saban to every player on a team that's not in the SEC or the Big Ten or a group of 4 or a Power 4 school. That is such an insult to every single player out there that's not in a big time program, to say that they're just like the minor leagues.
If I was these small schools, they can't do it because they need the money. But, just being treated like this, I'd be like, fine, if that's your opinion, then don't call us next season when you guys don't have the balls to schedule a tough non-conference schedule and you want us to come in and take a check and just get our butts kicked. Just remember that, because we're not going to do that anymore. You guys can just, actually play an actual legit non-conference schedule instead of playing Citadel in week 11 every year. And, just do that. They can't do that because they need the checks that they get from getting their butts kicked like that. But if I was the smaller schools, that's what I would want to do if they're just going to treat us like that.
It's in such a bad spot collectively. Everyone loves college football. It's the second most watched sport in America. But every decision that is made seemingly is a bad one for the future of college football. That's the issue with college football. Unlike, listen, the NFL, you might object to certain things. Hey, I don't like the way defensive penalties are called, or man, everything is whatever. You might object to something going on in the National Football League, but by and large, nobody's like, oh, the NFL's got it all wrong. That's not the general conversation around the NFL, where the general conversation around college football is like, what are they doing? The bowl season, when the portal opens, Power 4 compared to the group of 5 or 6, just everything seems to be off compared to other sports. Yeah, people watch. People tune in. There's never been more viewership for it. I'm sure the playoffs are going to be widely watched.
And by the way, what let's see here. What time is that? I'm just looking. So when does JMU play Oregon?
The 2 non-P4 teams, JMU and Tulane play up against the NFL games.
Okay. And that's on
TNT, I think.
TNT and TNT. Because I was wondering if ESPN had those games, what an insult. Are they just going to go on the telecast and be like, these guys shouldn't even be here?
I have no idea. It's a good point.
You guys can flip over to the NFL game anytime because this is a waste of your time.
Yeah, Nick Saban, bro, shove it.
Yeah, and now I kind of hope. Who's Alabama? Alabama plays Oklahoma tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go Sooners.
This just makes me want to put more push behind our theory or idea yesterday of, hey, Mr. Beast, go out there and just throw $40 million into James Madison just so you can win the national title and make all these blue bloods just have a stroke.
Envious. That would be funny. All right, the wrap coming up at 4 p.m. Chris Hodge will join us at 4:30. Thursday Night Football at 5:15 right here on 760 between the Seahawks and the Rams. This is Jon and Jim. All right, the wrap coming up at 4 p.m. Chris Hodge will join us at 4:30. Thursday Night Football tonight between the Seahawks and the Rams right here on 760 at 5:15 p.m. We do have that 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show. What's your favorite car? We've got a 4-pack of tickets.
Glad you asked, John.
San Diego Auto Show we can give away in the 4 o'clock hour as well. You going to buy a new car?
That's the announcement tomorrow. I'm buying a car.
I forgot about the announcement. Remind our listeners about tomorrow.
Just be with us at the start of the show tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Okay.
That's it.
It's going to be a graphic.
Potentially, we'll see, to remind people.
Okay. I like it.
Tomorrow, big show announcement.
All right. San Diego Sports 760 does want to congratulate our $5,000 winners. And iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. There's still time for you to nominate a public school teacher making a difference. Maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 to make over their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. That's iHeartRadio.com/teachers. Are you buying the?
No,
you're not buying.
No,
I think
no.
I already know the answer, but you kind of. So you're now. Correct me if I'm wrong. A month ago, you're like, "There's no chance in hell the Padres are going to be in on Michael King." Correct? Did you not say that?
I could have. As we know in this business, you say things one day, and it's like, did I say that?
Well, do you now take it back because you think because Ken Rosenthal said on Foul Territory that they may be in the mix for Michael King? That do you take that as like gospel?
No, I still think there's no shot.
What? You said an hour ago you thought it could happen.
I didn't say I think it could happen. I was just giving you scenarios on how I think it could happen.
Okay. All right.
And my scenarios is like, because Michael King's AAV would be probably somewhere around 20 million.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And thinking about this team adding 20 million per year for one player on the payroll this year, with everything they have right now without subtracting anything, kind of feels like that is not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to subtract to add. You need to move money to add money. And because Nick Pavetta's name has been talked about a lot recently, and Mason Miller's name has been talked about a lot recently, and now Michael King's name has been brought back up, that, still connected with the Padres potentially, there's a chance that, hey, something's going to happen here maybe. I'm looking at how to move money to add money. And if there is a scenario out there that this could happen, I see the scenario of Pavetta and Miller traded, bring back young, controllable starting pitching that's major league ready, and re-signing Michael King to slot in that Nick Pavetta $20 million per year for multiple years. Yeah, you had to give up Mason Miller. Didn't like it. Don't like that scenario. But hey, sometimes you have to do it, I guess, in order to fill out other places on your roster. And with that scenario, you get basically 3 starters for your rotation, all controllable, for around 20 million because you traded away Pavetta and Miller, and then you re-signed Michael King.
I mean, in theory, I see what you're saying, and I do think there's some validity in theory to something like that happening. I do also believe that if Mason Miller was traded and Nick Pavetta, that's a lot.
Correct.
Again, now if you're signing Michael King, okay, now we're starting to make it make sense, right? Like we always talk about, make it make sense is Michael King is going to be here long term. It's a bit of a gut punch to lose. Certainly Mason Miller, who's controlled
huge gut punch.
3 years.
Ridiculous. I don't like it.
That's the thing. I mean, I'd almost rather kind of continue down this path with Pavetta and Miller, recognizing they have holes in the back of the rotation, but I feel like I'd rather address them differently, either a smaller trade for the back of my rotation or something via free agency that's maybe more cost effective because you trade away someone like Luis Campusano. Just think the idea of trading away Mason Miller, I would need to really be convinced that it makes sense.
And why I'm trading away Mason Miller in this hypothetical situation here is because you're not getting multiple potentially controllable starters by just trading away Nick Pivetta. You might not even get one.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, we're going to trade away Nick Pivetta for some prospects and then re-sign Michael King. Did you address your issues? No, you just replaced Pivetta. You just replaced, Pivetta with King.
Right.
And you didn't add to your rotation. If you traded away Pivetta with Miller and you add controllable, the Mets have been talked about, right?
Yeah.
The names that have brought up, Jonah Tong, okay. Another, I think, starter in there that's major league ready, right? So I'm looking at like, all right, losing Mason Miller and trading him like literally 6 months or less after you trade away your number one prospect in baseball for him is insanity. But desperate times call for desperate measures. And the rotation, I think everyone would agree with this. Your rotation is far more important than who your closer is.
Yeah, not even close.
So with the way that AJ Preller has operated, the fact that he has been very good at finding closers in his tenure as general manager, I'm not worried about that. I'm still a little worried. It sucks. It would suck to see Miller go, but still having Estrada, Morejon, Adam, Peralta, Dave Morgan, Yuki to an extent, the back end. You can make moves during the season. Relievers are the easiest thing to get. The trade deadline, right? We've all said that Jeremiah Estrada is a future closer in baseball potentially. Even Jason Adam when he returns. In Mason Miller, there might be months you only use him like a handful of times. But if you traded him away for
series, he plays a role.
He does play a role, but you got to get to the postseason first.
True, but
and if you don't have starters, that's going to be pretty hard.
Well, yeah, you do need starters to get to the postseason. I would agree. All right, 877-767-4760. Dave wants to weigh in. He's been listening to this. He wants to weigh in. Dave,
tell me I'm an idiot, though, Dave.
Jim.
Hey, look, Jim, just a reminder, Emilio Pagan has now raised himself up to be the closer of the Cincinnati Reds. So just imagine where that was.
Anything is possible, Dave. Anything is possible.
Now, there you go. That's what I want to hear. So here it is with the Padres. The threshold of evaluation, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but and forgive me for beating a dead horse, but it has to be simply this. You've got a 26-man and a 40-man roster. Whatever they do, how does this measure up against the Dodgers, the Braves, the Phillies, the Cubs, the Brewers, all the contenders out there? How does this move or any move that they make measure up? Or is this just a switching of warm bodies at this point? And that's what I think frustrates, I think, most of us, is the fact that we see what's going on here. We know that there's a soft fire sale that may be pending when you've got an owner in John Seidler that is disingenuous and says, well, we're not cutting the budget. We're spending the same amount of money, when all that money is tied up because they have to pay it in 6 or 7 players. This is a franchise that is helter-skelter. And that's the threshold. Does it meet the competitive edge to get us to where we want to go to the World Series? If it doesn't, then they're just wasting everybody's time. That's it.
Dave, appreciate the call. I mean, yeah, there's two prisms to look at it through. Are the Padres going to be a World Series contender in 2026? Is that how AJ Preller is treating this offseason? Are they that close? It's arguable, obviously. There's a lot of moves to be made between now and opening day if they are. All right, on the other side, we'll get to the wrap at 5:15. We have Thursday Night Football between the Rams and the Seahawks right here on 760. And Chris Hodge will have free picks, NFL and college for us, coming up at 4:30. But the wrap is next. Now, we did promise you auto show tickets. So call right now.
You like cars?
Actually,
call us.
Yeah, call right now.
Give you tickets.
Call right now. Call right now. Caller 7, you've got a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show. Great giveaway. 4-pack of tickets, San Diego Auto Show. It's at the San Diego Convention Center, January 1st through the 4th, where you're going to find the latest brands, test drives, and all new EVs. Tickets must be purchased online at sdautoshow.com. 877-767-4760. Caller 7, you are going. You've got a 4-pack of tickets. Call right now, though. 877-767-4760. That's 877-767-4760. The wrap next, Jon and Jim.
All right, this update's brought to you by Staples Stores. Last night, San Diego State beat Air Force 81-58. BJ Davis led the way once again with 19 points off the bench. Next up, the Aztecs will take on the number one team in the nation, Arizona, on Saturday night. And tonight, a huge Thursday night football matchup. It's a battle for first place in the NFC as the Rams take on the Seahawks in Seattle. You can listen to that game right here on San Diego Sports 760 at 5:15. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services for safe delivery. Don't miss 50% off custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, that was easy.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3. Jon and Jim, we have a bit of a short show, unfortunately, today. It's going to end at 5:15, which is tough, but we're going to make the best of it. Again, a reminder, be with us tomorrow at 2 p.m. We will have a show announcement for you tomorrow at 2 p.m. So make sure to be with us tomorrow right off the top of the show, even though Jim said we're going to stall on it about 5 minutes. But you're going to hear it by, I would say, by 2:05. Your mic's not on. So
yeah, it
when
is.
your mic's not on, we can't hear you.
It's on.
Well, it's on now because you
now it is because I just turned it on.
Wasn't my fault.
Oh, okay. Brent, his mic was off.
Yeah, for once it wasn't his fault. This one time.
All right, so 2:05 tomorrow. Actually, be with us at 2. Be with us at 2. We will have a show announcement.
Correct.
For you. Chris Hodge will join us coming up at 4:30. We have Thursday Night Football for you tonight at 5:15. That's why we have the short show. But again, be with us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Right now, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Can the Aztecs win the New Mexico Bowl without Jaden Denigal?
Sure. They can win it. I just don't know what to expect. Like, I have no idea what to expect now. And that's kind of intriguing. I mean, that's like, if you've been wanting to watch and see what Bert Emanuel Jr. could do, like, you're going to get your opportunity next week. So, yeah, they could win. I just obviously have no idea what to expect.
Yeah, no, I would agree. The reason I also don't know what to expect is I don't know what the opt-outs look like for North Texas, including their quarterback, who apparently is going in the transfer portal. The question is, will it be before the game or after the game? He led the nation in passing yards with over 4,100 and threw for over 30 passing touchdowns as well.
Is that good?
Yeah, there's a lot of conversations about Jaden Denigal, but is the starter for North Texas, Drew Mestemaker, who threw for 4,000 yards, playing in the game? Because if he's not, that's going to be a massive loss for North Texas. So, and there'll be other opt-outs for both San Diego State and North Texas, presumably as well. So, yes, they can win, but does it impact their game and the game plan? Yeah, absolutely. Jaden Denigal made 12 starts for the Aztecs this year. Next question.
I just looked. North Texas gave up over 200 yards rushing all year. So
Per game?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's part of the game plan. Run the football.
Exactly.
Well.
Yep. Is Michael King an ace?
I mean, I think so. Look. Yeah, he is an ace. You know why? Because the Padres in 2024 had him start game 1 against the Braves at home. And what did he do? Struck out 12. Yeah, he's an ace when healthy.
Yeah, like it's a good point because it's like there's different calibers, right? Nobody's saying that he's Paul Skeens or Scooble right now, but is he a top 30 starter in the game? Yeah, absolutely. When he's healthy, he's a top 30 starter. I don't know if there's 30 aces because there's bad teams in baseball. Is he a top 20 starter in baseball? I think he can be at his best. So, yeah, I think he fits the definition. This 2024 was awesome. His first 10 starts in 2025, I thought he was terrific. And then this offseason, he's been at the UTC Mall, which I think helps his ace status as well.
I agree.
So, yeah, I think he is. Now, not guaranteed to be that. I need to see him healthy again in 2026. But his upside, yeah, he's an ace in the major leagues with his upside. Next question.
Can the Aztecs beat number 1 Arizona on Saturday?
Sure. It's just going to be very tough. Like, you're going to need pretty close to a perfect game to beat them. You're going to need Miles Bird and Reese Dixon Waters to both have 20-plus points. Or you need to just make this the messiest game possible and keep it low scoring, but I highly doubt that it will be. So you need big games from Reese, big game from Miles. You're going to still need a big game from BJ. You're going to need a big game from everybody. Like they need to be close to perfect on Saturday. Even then, it might not be enough. So they could. Absolutely.
So these are the wins Arizona has this year. They opened against the defending national champions, Florida, beat them. They've played in LA against UCLA. It was a neutral game in Intuit Dome. They beat UCLA. They went to Storrs, Connecticut, and beat UConn. They beat Auburn at home. And then they went to Birmingham last Saturday, and they beat number 12 Alabama 96-75. That was the thing that stuck out to me. You went to Birmingham and beat Alabama by 21 points. So it's very good. Their resume speaks for itself. I think at one point they were the only team in college basketball history with 5 ranked wins by that date. So they've been as good as advertised. It's on San Diego State, obviously, to match that come Saturday in Phoenix. Can they win? Yeah, it's college basketball. Of course, they can win, but yeah, they'll need to play their best game by far to do it. Next question.
Who wins tonight's Seahawks-Rams showdown?
Showdown. I'm going to go with Seattle on this one. Home field. No Devontae Adams for the Rams. Puka drama. I'll go with the Seahawks tonight.
I agree with you. I think the Seahawks will win a close game. The home field has to matter, especially in a Thursday night game. The short week.
I think it's raining there too.
Ooh, the rain factor. It very rarely rains at SoFi. We're in Southern California in general. So, yeah, I think Seattle, and again, this benefits Jim's Niners if the Seahawks do, in fact, win at home, hold serve against the Rams in the NFC West. It should be a really good game. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. One of those one-possession classic NFL games, and good way to kick off the weekend. We have Saturday football this weekend, as we've been talking about, because of the college football playoff as well. So we've got the full Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday NFL weekend, and I haven't even looked at the full NFL schedule, but this game has to be at the top of it, and it's on a Thursday night. You can hear it right here on 760. Low point total, by the way, tonight, 42.5.
Good defenses.
Yeah, 42.5. Like you said, you think Stafford could win MVP essentially with a Rams win tonight on the road in Seattle?
He's got to play well. He can't throw 4 interceptions and the Rams win 10-7.
Yeah,
but
that would be unlikely probably.
If he goes out there and plays well, say has 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, Rams win tonight, that to me locks up the MVP for Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, because you're facing the Falcons and the Cardinals to finish up your season,
right? And
you have not a cakewalk to the 1 seed, but pretty close to it with a win tonight. This is a game tonight where if the Rams win and Stafford plays well, he cements his MVP for this season, and the Rams also pretty much lock up, or not lock up, but close to the 1 seed in the NFC.
He's had a nice little year, 37 touchdowns, 5 picks.
Nice little year, yeah.
For a 37-year-old.
I saw this conversation as well for Matthew Stafford. If he wins the MVP this year, does that then make him a lock for the Hall of Fame?
I think he's already.
Oh, you think so?
I would think. His stats are pretty ridiculous.
He's only a 2-time All-Pro. Or a 2-time, he's only made the Pro Bowl. Oh, he's been, how many years has he been an All-Pro? I don't know if he's ever been an All-Pro, John.
Does anyone care?
Yeah, those things matter, dude.
Do they?
I get it.
What matters? Career yardage.
I know the numbers are there for sure, but I think if you look at his resume without an MVP and then add an MVP to it, it's completely different.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I buy that. I do buy that. So would you say then with an MVP is a stone cold mortal lock?
Yeah, you get an MVP, you get the Super Bowl, you get a Super Bowl MVP as well. No, he didn't win the Super Bowl MVP. Sorry, that was Cooper Kupp. Yeah, you win the MVP now. That to me kind of just puts a nice bow on Matthew Stafford's career for sure.
Now, will he need it? If let's say he plays another, 3-4 years till he's 40.
Oh no, he's not playing another 3-4 years.
Okay, let's say he plays another 2 years,
maybe another year.
Okay, well, with another year, he'll finish 5th all time in passing yards in the history of the NFL because
Okay.
he's 2,000 yards behind Aaron Rodgers,
Okay.
and he's 5th all time. I think 5th all time, and I don't care how many all pros and how many MVPs, you're 5th all time in passing yardage, and I think that alone speaks for itself. But I mean, listen, you want the cherry on top, I guess. Who's going to win the MVP if he doesn't win it? As in, does he need tonight to win the MVP?
He doesn't need tonight. The only thing tonight would do would be kind of cement it.
Right.
I think the only other player or players that could even possibly be considered for the MVP, but they're not going to win it. That's the thing. Is I would say Drake May, but they just lost to Buffalo. So I mean, Josh Allen again, but they can't. They're not going to win the division,
right?
Or do they have an outside shot at winning the division? I forget. Because their win against the Patriots on the road was pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, they're only a game back with 3 to play. So, yeah,
Okay.
They could still win the division.
Trying to think. I mean, other than that.
NFL MVP odds right now. Stafford minus 300, Drake May plus 425, Josh Allen plus 550. There are your 3 candidates.
Those are the 3 right there.
Those are the 3. So, yeah, I mean, he's still in good shape, but I guess that could change. It could change.
There's no like.
Doesn't look like there's a dark horse.
There's no running back having like an insane year. Jonathan Taylor's been really good for the Colts, but the Colts have kind of sailed off a little bit here, and he would need to have like he would need to have like 2,000 yard season to even be considered. But
Bo Nix and Jordan Love are plus 7,500.
McCaffrey's going to have a 1,000 year, but
it's so hard to win it if you're not a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's probably going to be Stafford even. Again, does he need to avoid what you said earlier, like a 4 interception game? Yeah. In a high profile game like this. Yeah.
I think even if he does have it, he's still going to win.
He's only had 5 interceptions all year. So I don't know if tonight will be that night. But it is a tough test. Absolutely. On the road, like you said, look right now at weather.com or on the little ESPN app. It says rain and 50. So
I mean, what a career though. Like you're the number 1 overall pick to the Detroit Lions. You go through all that crap, but you actually bring the Lions to a playoff, which is like in Detroit at that time was unheard of. And you play with Calvin Johnson, Hall of Famer. You get traded to the Rams and you play with Hall of Famers around you, like Aaron Donald, and your head coach is probably going to be a Hall of Famer one day, maybe. Like, and then you cap off your career with an MVP. You won a Super Bowl. You won an MVP.
It's a way better career than if we're saying Phillip Rivers is in, how could Matthew Stafford not be?
Right. That's an amazing career for a number 1 overall pick.
It's an amazing career.
Yeah.
And you agree he has a better resume than Rivers?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and we think Rivers is going to the Hall of Fame, right?
Now Rivers has, I think, more all pros or Pro Bowl appearances than Matthew Stafford, but
yeah, I think both will get there. In Stafford and Rivers, but yeah, I mean, and Stafford's a lock with the MVP, but I think he gets there either way. All right, Chris Hodge is going to join us coming up at 4:30. More on tonight, Seahawks and Rams at 5:15. We have it for you right here on San Diego Sports 760. So free picks coming up at 4:30. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Jon and Jim. Chris Hodge will join us coming up at 4:30, just over 10 minutes from now. Thursday Night Football tonight on San Diego Sports 760. Seahawks, Rams, battle for the number 1 seed in the NFC. Kickoff at 5:15, right after Jon and Jim. How many of the free agents this offseason in baseball are unsigned? Let me just answer it. Kylie McDaniel's list of top 50 available free agents. Okay. Yeah. Of the 7 top free agents in the sport, 6 are unsigned. 6 of the top 7 free agents in the sport are unsigned.
Baseball.
Through the winter meetings, which is the offseason event for baseball. There's nothing that comes close to it.
The baseball offseason is so dumb.
It's so long. It plays out over the weirdest period of time. But, you look at this list right now. Kyle Tucker, top free agent, still available. Framber Valdez, top free agent pitcher, still available. Cody Bellinger, available. Alex Bregman, available. Tatsuya Imai, coming over from Japan, available. How I said it?
Yeah.
Bo Bichette, available. The only player that is signed shouldn't even be in the top 7. His name is Dylan Cease.
Right.
He's not a top 7 available free agent. If you watched him in 2025, he's like a top 25 free agent. So that's it. Beyond that, Kyle Schwarber has been signed, but there's so many players out there. 8 of the top 10 still available on Kylie McDaniel's list. So presumably they'll be signed at some point. We're going to have a run of free agents coming off the board. I don't know when that happens, but Jeff Passan was writing about that today. That's when the Padres were kind of linked to top tier starting pitching. But on one hand, Jim, there's still so many players still available. If the Padres had any interest, like every top available player remains available if they have interest or money.
It's just baseball's offseason is a joke. Like in the NFL, the second the clock strikes midnight or 9 p.m. Pacific or whatever, right? We see a flurry of moves.
Mm-hmm.
NBA, the second the clock strikes midnight, there's like 12 moves that have already been made.
Right.
Right? It's like they have specials on ESPN, like NBA free agency frenzy or NFL free agency frenzy.
Yeah.
The baseball offseason, they'll have their winter meetings, but there's no like MLB hot stove frenzy special show.
Mm-hmm.
It just drags and it drags and it drags. And it's not just the Padres. Like we've talked about this. There are 20 plus teams in baseball where their fan bases are like, what the hell's going on? Because they've done nothing, because the baseball offseason is stupid, because there's no incentive for these players to sign early. And, teams are going to, wait it out and try to get a better deal and, see how the market plays out, right? All this other BS. Like I've always said, baseball needs to have, all right, winter meetings, you need to sign your players because at, the end of the week, we're cutting off, you can't sign anybody until whenever. Like you need to create urgency in your offseason to create a buzz, news. In the end, like the second the World Series is over, other than like me and you, or if a team makes a huge move, baseball is such at the back of the line. It's not even funny.
I'm with you. You're right. There's a lot of issues. And I do think now this like looming lockout at the end of the season, it has to be playing some role.
I would think so.
I'm not saying it's the entire thing, because we've had other off seasons that have been miserable in terms of it just takes forever for anything to get accomplished. But now I'm like combining slow off season with looming lockout, and then more locally, Padres exploring a sale. You put it all together and you're like, we're going to be waiting a long time potentially for something of substance, at least with San Diego. Some of these free agents are coming off the board. Some of the players posted from Japan will have to come off the board. There's like a posting period in which they need to sign. So we're going to get some resolution along the way, but it is slow, and I'm not a fan of it. I completely agree with you. The other problem, like here locally, is I'm not expecting the Padres to be involved in these players, unfortunately. So you got 8 of the top 10 free agents still available, but Padres don't have that money. So I'm not sitting here every day like, man, when are they going to strike? Because their actions have proven that, they don't really have the resources necessarily to strike via free agency. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe something changes. But I feel like it's going to be a very slow offseason, specifically in San Diego.
It is. It's a slow offseason in San Diego. It's a slow offseason in San Francisco. It's a slow offseason in Arizona. It's a slow offseason in Boston. It's a slow offseason right now with the Yankees. It's slow offseason in Seattle. Like slow offseason everywhere. And I just think that baseball never understands how to capitalize moments with their sport. They do not do a good job of it. And it's like, oh, we're up against the NFL. Oh, we're up against we're up against it. It's like create something where I need to be tuned into it. I need to know what's going on. The Winter Meetings this year called it to a T. Nothing happened.
They're coming off like the greatest. I mean, they're coming off this ridiculous World Series.
Exactly. You need to capitalize. Honestly, if I wasn't aware and is so baseball heavy with my what I'm paying attention to in sports and stuff, I would have never known when free agency started.
Right, good point.
Baseball they do an awful job with their off season. It's just a flat out awful job. And all the NBA and NFL do is crush their off seasons because they know that, if you go to the back of the line, it takes a little while for people to start, paying attention to you again. And really in baseball, yeah, everyone pays attention to opening day, right? And then we'll see where you're at around the All-Star break, and the trade deadline definitely creates some buzz, right?
Definitely.
And then it's like, I'll talk to you in the postseason.
Yep. Yeah, so, it's not a year-round sport like these other sports.
Not even close. They might think that they're a year-round sport, and obviously here in San Diego, we talk about it year-round because the Padres are the number one topic in this town sports-wise, right? But, dude, we've talked about it. Philly signed Kyle Schwarber. Nobody cares.
No, because the Eagles are playing like the Giants.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right. Speaking of the NFL, Chris Hodge on the other side. We're getting ready for Thursday Night Football. You can hear it on 760 coming up at 5:15 between the Seahawks and the Rams. Chris Hodge, Sports Investors Daily. He's got free NFL and college picks for you coming up next on Jon and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Aztecs last night beating not Arizona. That'd be great this weekend. Beating Air Force 81-58. Next up, the Aztecs will take on the number one team in the country, Arizona, on Saturday night. And tonight, Thursday night football, huge matchup. Battle for first place in the NFC as the Rams take on the Seahawks. You can listen to that game right here on San Diego Sports 760 at 5:15. Have an easy holiday, only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services for same delivery. Don't miss 50% off custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, that was easy.
All right, we've got tonight's showdown, Thursday night football, Seahawks and Rams. And here to talk about it, as he does every Thursday, Chris Hodge, Sports Investors Daily. You hear him on weekends right here on San Diego Sports 760. You've heard him for years on this station and this show. And I need to start by thanking Chris for having me on. Jim, I don't know if you got the invite. I was on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. Great. This was last week. Really enjoyed it. If you are not a subscriber, if you haven't checked it out, make sure to check it out. Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. Enjoyed the conversation, covered a lot of topics, so make sure to check that out. And Chris, first of all, thanks for hopping on and thanks for having me on last week.
Man, it was a pleasure. But boy, I mean, your producer is salty tonight, man. And I love Brent. I've talked to this guy for years, but this guy is he's trying to tell me that James Madison should be in over Notre Dame. Did he really say that?
Well, we can listen, here in San Diego, where we have
a soft spot for
where we have G5 football with San Diego State. But we can get it. We'll get into that. You want to start there? I mean, you want to start with, do you like having one non-P4 participant in the playoff or not?
You're Team Saban, aren't you?
I am Team Saban. I absolutely hate it. John, I said this to you. I said this last week on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. And you made a great point, John. You said we appreciate Cinderella in March Madness and we do not appreciate it in college football, which I never looked at it that way. That is a great point, and I think that is something that we need to just sit back and look at. That being said, everyone on the planet, the people that are on that 3-eye Atlas thing that's flying around the galaxy right now, even they know that Notre Dame and Texas are better than James Madison and Tulane. And I just want to get the best 12.
Okay. There, you hear that, Brett?
It's a very simple argument. I understand
it's a fair. I mean, the argument is a reasonable one. We're not going to get to the bottom of it right now. I mean, it's like, what is the NCAA tournament without like Jimmy V? Or like, what's Olympic hockey without U.S. over Russia?
You are 100% right. And when you said that on the podcast last week, it really made me think, because I had never looked at it that way, right? But there's 68 teams in March Madness, and there's really 10 here that could win it. And I know there's 12, but if there were 64 teams in this thing, then you put these teams in and you see, and I think we'd embrace it more. But because there's only 12, I really do believe that Notre Dame should be in this thing over the teams that are in it, Tulane, and I don't believe they should be in over Miami. I do not. But I just don't believe it. I think that G5 should do their own tournament. I would watch that and I would support that. But those teams, and even your beloved San Diego State, they're not as good as Vanderbilt, Texas, Notre Dame. They're just not. And it just is what it is.
Let's get to tonight. I'm
talk about this for a long time.
I'm going to get thrown off of this.
I'm going to mark this audio. I'm marking this audio when the Aztecs are in the Elite Eight next year of college football. But Chris Hodge taking Vegas with us. All right. He was terrific last week with the free plays, 2-0 with the free plays, 21-17 on all the plays all season long, the free plays on the show, the text picks as well. Rams Seattle tonight, this massive game, Seahawks and Rams. Again, you can get it for free, as you've been telling us all season long. How can our listeners get it? What do you make of what we're about to see here tonight?
You know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. It's Christmas, and I think it's the last show that we are doing in 2025 just because of the schedule. So I know I wrote in the email. I'm not even going to tell you guys to text it. All right. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays.
Okay.
The play we have is the under tonight. Some bad weather there. There's a lot of rain and there's a lot of wind there in Seattle. And this is major implications in terms of division, playoffs, seedings. Just think it's going to be really a closely played game. I think it's going to be a carefully played game. They played, the first time a few weeks ago, was a 40-point game, 21-19. So the free pick that was on the text line that we do this for, I'm just going to tell you, we're on the under. You don't have to text in for anything. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We're on the under tonight.
Wow, look at that. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah,
Early
absolutely.
Christmas
Love
present from Chris Hodge to all of you. All right, Chris, let's move to the College Bowl playoffs. Tomorrow, right? Yeah, Alabama and Oklahoma. What do you got in that one?
I've said this a lot on your show. I don't know if you recall. I say the final score is the most overrated thing that we look at in sports, because a lot of times the final score doesn't tell the true story. So people will say, oh, did you win or did you lose? Because that's the most important thing, especially in gambling, right? But if you went back, and I went back and watched this game 5 times this week, right? Oklahoma beats Alabama 23-21 in that game at Alabama. And when I tell you that Oklahoma was not the better team in that game, Alabama went for over 400 yards. I think Oklahoma had like 200 yards in that game. The problem was every time Alabama went on a drive, they turned the ball over. And those are things you cannot predict when you're talking about sports wagering. You can't predict bad calls, injuries, and turnovers. You just can't. I don't care what handicapper is out there and he could say otherwise. You cannot predict those things. I'm telling you, watching the game 5 times, Alabama was the better football team. And the odds makers knew it, which is why the odds makers installed them as a favorite. So now what does the public do? The public sees the final score. They say, oh, Oklahoma went to Alabama and won. And the public bets it the other way to now where Oklahoma is the favorite in the game. And I'm telling you that's wrong. Alabama is the better football team. You cannot fault Alabama for losing to Georgia. That was a tough game. The first game of the year was Florida State. And you have this game against Oklahoma where they dominated the game. They had almost double the first downs. They had almost double the yards. But every time they went in to score, they turned the ball over. If they clean that up, this ain't going to be close. They're going to beat Oklahoma tomorrow night if they don't turn the ball over inside the 10 or inside the 20, which I cannot be on the phone and predict right now. They play a clean game. If they do what they're supposed to do, Alabama has the better athletes. They have the better football team, and they're going to win the game. So I'm going to take Alabama. They're plus 1.5 right now. I think they win the game easily by 10. So free pick here. We'll go with Alabama.
All right, Alabama plus the points to potentially win outright. And again, the under tonight, absolutely free for our listeners. Again, Rams and Seahawks coming up in about 30 or so minutes. Let's switch back to the NFL. A couple of 8 and 6 teams, right? Steelers and Lions are meeting on Sunday. What's the play here?
Okay, so there's a situation in the NFL, and the situation was great up until bad teams got involved. So I'll explain what I mean. Teams that play on Monday night, when they go on the road on Sunday, overall they're 5-9. They were 2-9. The reason why it's 5-9 is because Green Bay went and beat the Giants, who the Giants stink. San Francisco went and beat Cleveland, and Cleveland's somehow worse than the Giants, even though they have one more win. And the Chargers went and beat Kansas City this past week, and Kansas City just hasn't been playing well. Those 3 teams have a combined 15-41 record. So the situation is Pittsburgh played Monday night, and if you watch that game, even though they were up 28-3 and controlled the game, that was a very physical football game. Miami did play well defensively up to a point. Now you have to go to Detroit after playing on Monday night, and this is it for Detroit. Like, if they don't win this game, they don't have the tiebreaker with Green Bay, and that's who they're chasing right now in the playoffs. And they're 2 losses behind them in that column. This is a game they have to win. And again, just like I just said with Alabama, Oklahoma, the odds makers know it, which is why Detroit is a 7-point favorite. Because if you look at that game, you're like, how? Well, the Monday night team hasn't played good on the road all year long, and you get a desperate Detroit team. You also get Pittsburgh without their best defensive player. So I think, right here, the Lions probably go up and down the field on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is beaten up on some bad teams. Yes, they beat Baltimore, but Baltimore hasn't played well this season, and Miami stinks. They can't play well in cold weather. So going to take Detroit here, minus the 7. I think they win by 2 touchdowns. It's just a really bad situation for Pittsburgh right here.
Let's get back to the Culture Bowl playoffs real quick. Do you have any future predictions out there?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys remember this, right? And when I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I always say it. But when I did the very first show, I gave out Miami to win it. The very first show, I gave out Miami to win it. Now, they got a tough game at Texas A&M. They're 25-1 right now. I hate to be the guy that goes with the top team because I still believe this is the top team. And I know Indiana beat them in the Big Ten, but I just think Ohio State is the best team. They're 2-1, plus 200. I don't see anyone beating them. We haven't talked a lot about Georgia, and Georgia's had a fantastic season.
Yeah.
The only loss that Georgia has had this year is a 3-point setback to Alabama. And we haven't talked about them all year long. They just won the SEC, but I just think Ohio State is the best football team. So I gave out Miami earlier in the year, and right now you can get them 25-1, and I think there's value there, but I think Ohio State's going to win it.
What are the future odds on Chris Hodge taking Vegas with us right now? What are the future odds on Indiana?
Right now, they're 3. So every 100 you bet, you win 310 back.
Okay.
And listen, fantastic season. I loved his interview on 60 Minutes the other night. I thought that was a great insight into everything he does.
I saw that, yeah.
Yes. But listen, it's hard. Indiana's in a situation where they've never been in life.
Yeah.
Right? They are now the hunted. They've been the hunter. There's a big difference there. If they go undefeated this year and they win out, all the power to them, well deserved. I just think Ohio State is still the best team in the land.
I agree with you. I agree. I think Ohio State's going back to back. We'll see in a couple of weeks. Chris, man, appreciate all your all the knowledge, expertise, everything you do for our listeners. You've been terrific again for us in 2025. I know we'll be back talking with you in 2026. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Happy New Year. I don't even know what's happening. The next time you're on with us, where even are we in life? I mean, we're in like the college football semifinals or something.
I think the first Thursday of January. And again, San Diego, thank you. You guys are some of the nicest people that we contact. I'm on all across the country every single week, and I have some great relationships with people, but everyone from San Diego, you guys are always the nicest people. So you don't need to text in tonight. Like I said earlier, the free pick is the under on tonight's game. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, safe, healthy, and happy with your family. And we'll talk in January.
You as well,
Thanks,
my friend.
Chris. Appreciate it, man.
Chris. We appreciate you. We'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks, all right? Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. Give Brent a drink or something.
I know.
He needs something.
When you call back in the new year and JMU is in the Final Four, he's going to be yelling.
Yeah,
he's going to give it to you.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays. Chris Hodge, Taking Vegas, Sports Investors Daily. All right. Here until 5:15, getting you ready for Seahawks and Rams, the latest involving the Padres offseason as well. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Jon and Jim, Seahawks and Rams coming up at 5:15. We've got it for you right here on San Diego Sports 760. Winner moves on to next week. Loser will as well.
They both will play a game next week.
But we are, all of a sudden you look up and we got 3 weeks left in the regular season. It's kind of goes quickly, doesn't it?
Everything goes quickly.
I know, you're right. Has the year gone quickly?
No, I feel like this is like for both of us, at moments it's been a long year for sure. But yeah, I guess you could say it's gone quickly because we're talking about it and I just like, wait, what?
Yeah, you look up and all of a sudden, it's kind of crazy. Christmas is 1 week from today.
Yeah.
And New Year's Day then would be 2 weeks from today. So
I was even talking about this with Aaron. I'm like, because our year last year started on January 1st. I don't even remember this. We were in the emergency room because Aaron had
New Year's Day.
That was New Year's Day.
What happened? Wait, you or her?
Her, because she had such a bad migraine.
It wasn't your. What did you have last year?
It was not my kidney stone. That was not this year. It was last year.
Okay.
But this year, January 1st, we were at the hospital in the emergency room.
She had a migraine
because it was not just a migraine. It felt like it was more than it. Mm-hmm. So we were like, I was concerned.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, she felt like her head was going to explode. I'm like, yo.
It didn't, right?
Well, obviously not. She's still here. But as you, being a hypochondriac as you are.
Oh, I would have been there right away.
You thought you would think you'd have like a brain tumor, right?
100%. Well, I don't know if you get like your head hurts automatically. You have a brain tumor.
I don't know because I don't know. I don't have one. But at the same time, like we went through all these procedures and she had like a CT scan and she had like, some medicine and whatnot. And that just kicked off our year. And it was just like, okay.
How much did that cost?
All the money. It was ridiculous.
Was it? Yeah.
It was the dumbest thing ever. And it just started a cycle for us this year where it was like, we were just spending so much money on expenses for the hospital.
And just in general, is there anything easier in the world to do than spend money?
No.
It is so they've made it very easy. They being humans.
Right. Like, it's like you have to spend money.
Everything. It's crazy. And maybe
ridiculous.
I don't know. It's like, yeah, it feels like all I do is spend money right now.
Dude, all I do is spend money.
It's the holidays and it's Southern California.
It's like, oh, here's $300 here. There's $200 there. There's $100 there. There's
exactly, dude.
There's $50 there. It's like, what the hell, man?
I know. But you're right. Like the year sometimes it's funny because some of these days, we're doing these 4-hour shows. Some of these days, like, man, these are long days. But then you kind of look up, you're like, is it really Christmas? Is it really New Year's?
Yeah.
Like, is it really going to be 2026? Let me answer all those questions. Yes, yes, and yes.
Yeah.
Like they're all, coming very quickly.
For me, it goes by fast because we don't have seasons out here. So it's like we're in like a perpetual August for like almost,
forever
8 months out of the year.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the nonstop Christmas music going for like the last 2 weeks, I wouldn't even realize it's Christmas.
That's a fair point. There's some days I wake up and I'm like, what month is it?
Like it's November. It's 75 out.
Baseball season or football season? Is it March Madness or is it the 4th of July? Yeah, it is kind of interesting how it all works. Next week on Jon and Jim. Well, next week on Monday, we have Aztec basketball.
Yes, we do.
Next Monday, we do have Aztec basketball for you. That's against Whittier at 1 p.m. Pre-game coverage will begin at noon. I'll be on the call at 1. This weekend, I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow,
San
look at
Diego
you.
State playing the University of Arizona. That's actually a double header, believe it or not. So I don't know who plays in the first game, though. But somebody's playing in the first game. That's a doubleheader. It's a 7:30 Pacific, which is actually 8:30 Mountain. San Diego State and number 1, Arizona, Saturday night at 7:30. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I was looking forward to that Michigan game. I didn't expect what happened in that Michigan game to happen. Now, we then saw who Michigan was after that. Michigan's beaten everyone by 30-plus points.
We've also seen who Arizona is as well.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that. They're similar. They're both at the top of the metrics and the rankings. So we'll see if San Diego State can kind of take that step forward this weekend.
The Aztecs could potentially, have on their schedule 2 like Final Four teams, or maybe depending on where they are in March Madness, like
championship game.
Championship game.
That would
championship
be
teams.
insane. Well, last
Arizona,
year,
Michigan,
San
the
Diego
title
State
game?
beat a team that played for a title in Houston. They were in the national championship,
I know. That's crazy.
and they beat them. And Houston, who did Houston lose to last year in Florida? And Houston very well could have won that game. They led that game a lot. That's the way I remember it. Is like Houston
Didn't it go to overtime?
I don't even remember. I feel like Houston should have won that game last year.
I thought it went to overtime.
I don't even remember. Feels like forever ago.
LJ Cryer. What's his name? LJ Cryer or
LJ Cryer.
Yeah, balled out. He's in the Warriors right now, or the Warriors, I guess, system.
Is he in the G League?
He's in the G League for them.
Okay. Yeah, that game was insane. But yeah, last year's win over Houston got San Diego State, as we've talked about a million times, into the NCAA tournament. I think this is more challenging than last year against Houston on neutral floor. This is in Phoenix against Arizona. But again, it's coming up Saturday. Looking forward to that. We'll have it for you again at 7:30 with pregame coverage beginning at 6:30. We'll take one more time out. We'll get you ready for tonight on the other side. Rams and Seahawks coming up at 5:15. You can hear the game on San Diego Sports 760. It kicks off week 16 in the NFL. And again, the winner tonight in Seattle sits alone as the top seed in the NFC with 2 games to play. So a massive game coming up tonight between the Seahawks and the Rams. We're going to get you ready on the other side. Kickoff at 5:15. Don't go anywhere. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey guys, it is Schaefer again, and there is no better time than right now to get down to your local Toyota dealer. They do have new vehicles arriving daily. We're talking about their most popular cars and trucks and SUVs. Whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today, or make sure to head to Toyota.com if you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota. There you can check out all the latest offers and search inventory. Finding the Toyota that's just right for you starts at Toyota.com. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of electrified vehicles helps to create a greener planet. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup supports a greener planet with a wide range of electrified vehicles, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, or take each day further than you thought possible in a new Camry with its stylish looks that'll make an impression wherever you go. See your Toyota dealer today and discover what makes Camry legendary. There's no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer. Get your local Toyota dealer today or Toyota.com. That's Toyota.com. Your Toyota dealers, we make it easy.
All right, this update brought to you by Staples Stores. San Diego State last night beating Air Force big, 81-58. Next up, the Aztecs will take on number 1 Arizona on Saturday night. And tonight, about 15 minutes from now, we'll take you to Seattle for Thursday night football battle for first place in the NFC as the Rams are taking on the Seahawks. Again, that game can be listened to right here on San Diego Sports 760. Have an easy holiday. Only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services for safe delivery. Don't miss 50% off custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, that was easy.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Final time on Jon and Jim. A bit of a short show. Used to call this a long show. Now it's a short show. We're going to be on the air until 5:15 tonight. As Jim just told you, we will take you to Seattle, Washington, the Pacific Northwest.
Yes,
Rainy
we will.
Lumen Field, if it's still called that, for Seahawks and Rams tonight. The showdown in the NFC West. Before we get more and back into that game, we do have an announcement for you tomorrow. Be with us at 2 p.m.
Correct.
We have a significant announcement for you tomorrow. All
Pretty
right.
significant, yeah.
I would call it significant. I think that's the right word.
Like, we're not BSing you here. It's significant.
This isn't going to be right. Like, what would be BSing? Like,
We're like, we're adding...
we're on Twitter.
Yeah, like we're adding a new social media account to the channel, to our channel.
We stream on TikTok in 2026.
Yeah, we're going to be streaming everywhere now. Like, yeah.
No, I would call this like in the scale of 1 being insignificant and 10 being significant. I'm at 10.
Yeah, I'm at 10.
I'm at 10. You could argue.
I'm probably at like 12.
Yes. We're not kidding with you, and we will make that announcement for you promptly. And by promptly, I mean a few minutes after 2 p.m. Now, listen, we all have to be here. Earlier this week, Jim didn't even show up at 2 p.m.
That's why we're doing a 05.
Right.
I was here by 05, so that's why I'm saying we should probably like wait till 05 just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Like, can you imagine, Brett? Tomorrow's like, I'm in traffic.
I'm not. I can't make the show, guys.
I'm in traffic.
It would make total sense.
Oh my god,
it would make total sense. It'd be kind of perfect, honestly.
It really would. So yeah, be with us tomorrow. Again, we'll make that announcement for you coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll be with you tomorrow from 2 to 6 right here on Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. So does it feel like? I mean, how big of an upset would it be tonight if the Rams win this game in Seattle with the health situation?
Is Puka not playing tonight either?
That's I've seen some of that commentary as well. I didn't realize he would be out. Why is he out?
No, he's playing.
So he is playing. He might be fined by the NFL. Is what I'm reading, but he made expected to play.
I haven't seen what the gesture was, but he made some gesture that was taken as like an anti-Semitic
right?
gesture.
Yeah,
that he apologized for like this morning. That's what a lot of the noise is. But as far as I know, I think he's in the game. I think.
So would you consider this? Is this an upset even, or is it a big upset? Not an upset. Because the Rams have been that good.
And the line is only -1.5.
Yeah, Seattle -1.5.
Yeah, so this is as close to a toss-up as it gets. It's not an upset tonight if the Rams go and beat
win.
Seattle. Because I think they may have beat them earlier this year.
Well, yeah, Darnold threw like 4 picks.
Oh, that's right. In LA. I remember that. Yeah, Darnold threw 4 picks. It was one of Darnold's worst games of the season.
Right. But
So,
the Devontae Adams injury is massive, is it not?
It's significant. And by the way, like having Devontae Adams on a bad hammy play on Sunday turned out to be a awful decision for the Rams.
Right.
Like he went into that game with a bum hammy. And then early on, boom, went out. So now it's like instead of resting up, maybe taking a week or 2 weeks off and being ready to go, like you've now just made this even worse.
What's the prognosis for him in terms of, is he going to be out for the rest of the regular season? Is he?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be season ending, but it could be multiple weeks for sure. And I mean, we're at the close, the end of your season out. Now they do have 10 days off after this game.
Yep.
That will help. But I mean, hammies, dude,
it can impact you for months.
Yeah, especially wide receiver at his age. I mean, he's not like 40, but
he's had this huge year. So to be without him,
He's the reason why Matthew Stafford's going to win the MVP.
Right. Like you said, I mean, what, 37 touchdown passes, like 14 or 15 of them have been to Devontae Adams.
Yeah, you think Devontae Adams is glad he's not with the Raiders anymore?
Yes, I think everyone's glad they're not with the Raiders anymore.
I'm glad I'm not with the Raiders anymore.
I mean, that's about the bottom of the barrel right now in the NFL, is it not? Who's worse? What's a worse franchise right now than the Raiders?
Titans are too great.
No.
Titans are not great, but I would say that their future is way more bright than the Raiders right
Maybe
now.
the Jets.
Jets are
bad.
Jets are, yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I know Thor in the building, like all he does on social media is destroy the Giants. I kind of like the Giants' future, but I'm also not as attached to it as some other people. What's going on?
There's a lot of things going on.
Well, yeah, no, we're in a fishbowl. People were walking by, wanted to come in here
Like,
during the show.
Can you talk? I'm like, I am talking.
Oh my gosh.
There's
a show going on.
One day, remember, people kept walking in. We're like, what is going on? But there was actually a reason. It was because the light outside didn't work.
That is true.
So that's way like and maybe that's what was happening right there. I completely understand that. Imagine being a zoo animal. Like, why is everyone looking at me all day? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Can I just be an animal? Anyway,
sure.
Now I don't even know what we're talking about. I have no idea.
You're like gesturing, like, okay, give me 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah,
can I
'cause I'm
talk
saying,
to you
yeah.
right now?
Right.
Is it who is it?
No. It's all good. It's all good.
Is somebody that I know, or is it some random?
What do you mean? Is it someone you know? Of course, it's someone you know. You've worked here for a decade.
There's some people in the building that are
You don't
considered. Well, there's some that are new.
Well, then
but
who do I know?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know more than people that I do.
that's true.
You're
Yes,
Mr. iHeart. You've been here since like the turn of the century.
I've been there since, dude. I've been here since before Brent. I've been here
Not like before Brent was born, though. Just before
I know.
Brent was in the building. What was your
I
what was your first year or day?
I was here when in the newsroom, like the newsroom had like 6 foot high
fax machines,
no, not fax machines,
typewriters.
Like there was like walls in the newsroom. Like it was. I don't know how to describe it. Like the traffic center is around the corner.
Kind of, yeah.
That used to be the sports pit for then Extra Sports 1360.
I don't remember that.
I've been here as long as when upstairs, which right now I think it's like a bank, upstairs used to be where the sales team was and where the bosses worked.
I remember that. I was here for that. So yeah,
it's been a long time in this building. It's been a long time.
You were Mr. Chargers when you first got in here.
I was with Judson. I was producing the broadcast. I was on the broadcast run the board.
That sounds stressful.
Our 8-person Chargers broadcast.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was awesome.
But as you know, Brent, what was the best part of those broadcasts?
Food?
Free Pizza Hut.
Yep, free Pizza Hut every single game. We had like 4 like large Pizza Hut pizzas, cookies. Sometimes we get like wings. Like it was awesome.
And that one time Curtis Conway had to sign off at the end of the game and he didn't know what to say, and he's just like, "Okay, bye."
It was the worst sign off you'll ever.
Do we have that
hear.
audio?
Probably not anymore. I'd have to look.
So how long were those? How long were those broadcasts? So pregame was what, 3 hours?
It was a long time. Like if the game was at 10 a.m., I was there at like
6,
5:45.
Wow.
5:45 a.m. to about 5 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Because there was a 3-hour pre
and like 2.5 post
and like almost a 3-hour post, and then plus the 3-hour game.
Plus you had to be there beforehand
to set everything up. Exactly.
Yeah. I thought it was awesome when I got here because I used to have to do all that stuff by myself.
And they're like, wow, there's 8 people.
And here it's like, okay, you do this, you do social media, you run the board. It's just like everything was like divvied up. So it was nice.
At first, Usher was running the board and I was cutting highlights. I was the highlight coordinator. That was it.
And then what happened?
And I started working with you.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, no, there's
been many things that have happened since that point, but that was like the first thing.
Yeah, no, I got you. I don't even know how we got here. This is what I do know, that tonight we've got the Seahawks and Rams game where, again, I think when you take the wider view out, what Jim said earlier, it really is relevant. Like Rams win tonight, they got to darn good shot to be the 1 seed. Like you don't. Basically, that's the deal. They're going to win their last 2 games after this. They're going to be the 1 seed. If the Seahawks win tonight, it's opening up the possibility of a number of teams to be the 1 seed, including San Francisco, including Seattle. I don't know if it opens the door for anyone else, potentially.
No, it doesn't.
If the Bears went
I was
out,
going to say Chicago.
Oh, yeah, Chicago.
Yeah.
So you want Seattle win tonight, right, Brent?
sure.
Yeah. So there's still a lot of possibilities. But yeah, I think if the Rams win tonight, they're going to be the top seed in all likelihood in the NFC.
Right.
So it's just a massive, massive game. We don't always get these on Thursday night. And I want to say there's only one more week with Thursday night. Isn't the last week every game on a Sunday? So this is like the second to last Thursday night of the season.
Because next Thursday is Christmas.
Oh, that's right. So we
get the Christmas games.
Yep.
Cowboys, Commanders, Lions, Vikings, Broncos, Chiefs.
Right.
And then we get week 18, and that is all Sunday games.
Are all the Christmas games, is that all Netflix? Is that what it was last year?
We got
one
2
Prime
Netflix
game.
and 1 Prime.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Prime is the losers in this one because they got Broncos and a Patrick Mahomes list Chiefs.
Right. Yeah. And still, to your point from earlier, how many people are going to tune in? A zillion? Yes.
Yeah.
A zillion.
Yeah, next Thursday. Oh, it's Denver and Kansas City. That's the last one.
Right. The last Thursday night of the season. So, and then this week, I'm just looking at, there's big games. I mean, your Packers Bears coming up on Saturday, Brent. Massive game.
Same time as the Aztecs. I won't be distracted at all.
Oh, that's
perfect.
That's Saturday night. Right. That's Saturday night. What do we have Sunday? Chargers Cowboys. Okay. Intriguing. And Steelers Lions, we were talking about, is a decent game.
Niners Colts Monday night.
Yeah.
Phil Rivers
on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. I feel like Shawn Michaels before he super kicked Ric Flair into oblivion, where he says, "I'm sorry, I love you."
Speaking of Philly Riv, did you see how Madden did him?
Did they make him super fat and give him low rating?
Oh yeah. People were kind of giving EA Sports a bunch of crap because they're, come on, how do you do Philip like that? Because yeah, he's a little chunky. Let's just put it that way.
But he's in the game now.
Yeah, because they added him, but they didn't do him any favors. They definitely didn't use the model of him the last time he was in the game.
By the way, when I said Shawn Michaels super kick Ric Flair, do you have any idea what I'm talking about, John?
I think what you're saying is you used to be like a Rivers fan, but not because they're playing the Niners.
No. Close, I guess. Like,
do you ever see Old Yeller?
Exactly right?
Yeah, you see Old Yeller?
No.
Well, spoiler alert, doesn't end well for Old Yeller.
So
but sometimes you got to put someone out of their misery.
Right. You were telling me last week, oh man, this Rivers story is amazing, but now you're saying I hope it ends against the Niners.
Sorry, it's
although is this
conflict of interest here?
But this is the like must-win circle the wagons Colts game, right?
It is, and it's Monday night in Indy.
Yep.
And Phil Rivers, like
big story of Rivers at home.
I know Philip, like a full actual week of practice, not coming off the couch playing. Like,
yep.
Don't get me wrong, I'm scared.
Right, exactly. But I still feel like, come on. I mean,
I'm mostly actually more scared of Jonathan Taylor than I am of Philip Rivers. But,
right.
But still,
especially off last week, I don't think Philip Rivers is going to be throwing for 370 yards anytime soon.
No,
but we saw last week.
But Jonathan Taylor against this Niners front could run for 370 yards.
I don't know about 370. That's a good Monday night game though. Philip Rivers, prime time, Niners potentially still playing. There's top seed in the NFC.
There's stories there for sure.
All right, so we won't have that for you on Monday, I don't think, but that is Monday Night Football. All right, back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Be with us at the start of the show. I'm talking to you, Jim. Be with us.
I will be here. Will you be here is the question.
Yeah, what if you
just don't show up?
I might take tomorrow off, truthfully.
Me too, honestly.
I need a break. All right. If you missed anything, we got Seahawks and Rams coming up on the other side. If you missed anything today, sportssd.com, iHeartRadio app, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, or Spotify. Back tomorrow at 2 p.m. 4 more hours of Jon and Jim for you tomorrow. Again, we'll have an announcement for you off the top of the show at 2 p.m. Make sure to be with us tomorrow right here on San Diego Sports 760. For Brent and Jim, I'm Jon. We've got the Seahawks and the Rams to kick off Week 16. Showdown in the NFC next right here on San Diego Sports 760.
Okay.
Bye.